ribeye for only $7.49 per pound, with twice baked potatoes for $4.99 per pound.
Coming to the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts, the Longview provides an innovative look at the interaction between humans and the natural environment over time, revealing the wonders of our landscape. Our humans, David Basil and Roger Scott, will be broadcasting live on Wednesday to bring you a preview of this exhibit.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, let's get it going here on this Tuesday. Razorbacks ready to roll to Omaha. They'll be heading out tomorrow. Talked to Kendall Diggs today, making plans for the week and getting him on the show. They're practicing right now, and tomorrow they fly out of Fayetteville at 1 o'clock. I saw where I got an email. They're going to have a little send-off for them tomorrow, I guess, as they get on the bus, go to the airport, and catch a flight to Omaha. Exciting time. Cam Kozel says they're not feeling any pressure.
When you have a group of guys like we do, I don't think there's a lot of pressure. When you have a lot of really good kids who really enjoy being around each other, sacrifice a lot with each other, putting a lot of time with each other, I don't know if there's really any pressure. It's playing a game we love, and we all have perspective about it. In 20 years, you don't want to look back and be like, oh, I was timid. I was soft. You want to go out there and sell out.
I was thinking about this, the press conference the other day. He was very animated. He did a great job. He was having so much fun with this and the celebration. Who is the most liked Razorback? Who's the guy? The most
on this team?
Yeah, who's the most popular player on this team?
It would have to be Aloy. Vahiva. Vahiva would be, yeah. Because, even looking at what happened with the celebration, that made him go up even more in most people's eyes.
That's true. You just ruined that question. I thought maybe there was a debate there, but you're exactly right. Already he's the best player on the team, up for the Golden Spikes Award, all those different awards. Already the SEC Player of the Year, and he's just got. The thing about Vahiva, he's so low key. He's not real talkative.
That's what makes him even more interesting, though.
Do what he did.
Well, but people want to know more about him. Yeah. Like, they don't know a lot. They want to know more. And when there's somebody that is just not out there where you know a lot about him, you're always wanting more. Personality-wise,
he is, being laid back as he is. And I don't remember too many press conferences with him, honestly. It seems like it's always somebody else, even though he's had so many good games. We haven't heard from him lately. But anyway, Kozel's just so – but you go through that lineup, it's one of the things that we talk about, how 1 through 9, they've got power hitters. A guy that, you just don't – I can't walk away when they're hitting because this guy may do something special, or this guy may do something special. The next guy could do something special. So there's so many guys. But you're right. Vahiva's got to be the most popular guy. But I think Cam's got to be up there. Charles Davalon's got to be up there. What he's done from the leadoff spot, and just a little fiery guy, kind of a spark plug for the offense. Ryder Helfrich. And then you got some of the Arkansas, Will McIntyre. He's going to be – but Gage Wood, because they're from Arkansas, people will kind of gravitate to those guys also. Dylan Carter.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
If there was
you ruined my train of thought, Joe.
If there was
a
dominant
choice.
If there was a dominant pitcher on this team, then that would make a difference. But Zach is, your number one starter, but it's not like he's – I don't think most people view him like in the same category as some of these other dominant pitchers over the years, where he just stands out above the ones that are on the roster right now.
Yeah, he's no Hagen Smith, that's for sure. I was thinking about that last weekend. What if they had a Hagen Smith on this team? How good would this be? You got that dominant ace. Now, Zach Root has been that dominant ace the last 2 weeks. If he can do it 2 more weeks, then you got something. If Arkansas, you're looking at perfect scenario, they go 5-0. And that would mean a start from him on Saturday against LSU, if he's dominant in that like he's been the last 2 weeks. And then you win the next 2 games, you're in the championship series, you would start the following Saturday. So if you could get 2 more stellar outings from Zach Root, that would change the season perspective on him. because he's been up and down. We've seen the best of Zach Root. We've seen the worst of Zach Root. Or this so-so, the Zach Root. But if he could finish off with 2 more outstanding starts like we've seen the last 2 appearances, but really 3 now, I guess 2, because the Tennessee outing wasn't great. But the postseason's been awesome for him. But if he could finish strong like that would be like a true ace, and they're going to need that. Because I went back and looked at the LSU game 1. That was the Friday night game that started late because of rain. They didn't start the game until like 9, I think it was 9:45, 9:50, because of storms in Baton Rouge. And you remember that's the one that ended in extra innings at 117, and now they've got the 117 shirt because they won 2 games at 117 at night. Walk-offs. Beat Tennessee and then beat Arkansas. Arkansas was I don't want to say in control of that game, but they took a lead. And they're in the, I guess, the 8th inning, and they were up 4-2. They're 6 outs away from winning game 1, and that was the decisive game. LSU won in a blowout, big margin game 2, and Arkansas won game 3. That's how close this series was and how close that game was. It was decided in the final 9 outs of the game. In Arkansas, after Zach Root gave them a very good start of 7 innings, brought in, at the time, Aiden Jimenez, their best relief pitcher. Aiden Jimenez was pitching better than anybody out of the bullpen. And he came in, didn't have his same stuff. He was walking guys, gave up a single, gave up a walk, had the bases loaded, lost the lead, and forced extra innings. And LSU won on a sacrifice fly in the 10th inning. One I forgot was reviewed because it was so close. And there was another play that was so close that you couldn't tell. The angle was bad, and it looked like he could have been out, but because he was called safe and you didn't have enough visual confirmation, they couldn't change it. That's how close this series was. And I think Razorback and I've seen several different polls, and of course it's mainly Razorback fans voting on it, but they feel very confident about not only beating LSU but winning the national championship. And I think that confidence level will be even higher
if you win game 1. Yeah.
Game 1, and you're that close to winning game 1, then you would feel outstanding about your chances.
There's a lot to be decided still with these 8 teams that have made it to College World Series. But anytime, and I think this goes for all fan bases out there, anytime your team is within that final 8 and you have a chance, everyone is confident that they can get it done and get through these last 7 teams on the other side, and you're not going to see all 7 of them, but get to the end and have a chance to win a championship. I think once you get to this point, every fan base should have confidence.
Well, we got the final team in last night, and what a story it is. Murray State, the 4th 4 seed to make the College World Series, and they got it done last night at Duke. And it was a fun game. I watched the entire game last night. They jumped out, lead-off home run. And then they got another run in the first, up 2-0. Then Duke came back, chipped away, took the lead. And then I think it was the 8th inning, hit a solo home run. The guy hit his second home run of the game, tied it up, and gave them the lead. And then later in the inning, they had a guy on first and hit a laser to right, and the right fielder kind of took a bad angle, got over his head, and then hit a funny part in the wall where the outfield kind of jets out, and it hit that part of the wall, kicked way left towards center field. Runner on first scored. Guy ended up with a triple, and they took a 2-run lead. They get to the 9th inning, 3 outs away. And Joe, have you seen the highlights of this?
No.
Okay. 9th inning, Duke hits a home run, solo home run. It's a 1-run game. I think maybe it was 5-4 then.
5-4 was the final.
5-4. Okay, makes it 5-4. Then runner on first, 1 out, ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop shovels the ball to the second baseman. Out number 2, second baseman goes to throw to first. Runner slides in, takes his legs out. The umpire called runner's interference.
And that's how the
over.
game ended?
Murray State runs out, does the dog pile, the celebration. Duke's coach comes out and is like, that's not runner's interference. He slid right into the base. There's nothing wrong with that. I want you to review it. They go to review. They come back, says it's not runner's interference.
Okay.
The hitter is safe. He's on first base, 2 outs. Dude, I'm like, oh my gosh. If Duke hits a walk-off here or hits a home run or comes back, how just unbelievable is this? I mean, how terrible would that be for Murray State if they dogpile, think they're going to Omaha, go to review, say, nope, he's not out, got to play it again. And the pitcher was like on the bottom of the dog pile. So they have to
unpile,
get their senses back, get their mind back on the game, because think about that. You go from celebrating, you're going to Omaha, and then, oh, no, we're not. We got to go back out and play. I mean, give the pitcher credit. He came back out, threw some really good pitches to the batter, and he just hit a ground ball to first. First baseman picked it up, stepped on the base, game over, dog pile again. So they got to celebrate twice. It was pretty cool. And Murray State, remember yesterday we had the texter on the D3 Auto Sales text line that let us know their head coach was at Ouachita and was there for a couple of years. And come to find out, their starting shortstop is from Batesville. He is the son of Lyon College's baseball coach.
Oh, wow.
And he was I think he was all freshman. Kevin Bohannon's going to join us here in about 15 minutes. I was watching the game, and they said, coming up to plate is so-and-so from Batesville, Arkansas. I'm like, what?
Oh, Kevin knows. He knows all about it.
No doubt. And so Kevin actually tweeted later on about it, and pretty cool story. But he was all conference, made the all-freshman team. And had a home run in the game before, in game 2, I believe it was. I didn't see him do anything last night except for play a good shortstop. He had a heck of a play late in the game where it was just, one of those slow choppers, has to charge in, glove it, throw it all in one motion, and barely got the guy out. It was a nice play, bang, bang play. But I thought that was cool. A little Murray State connection, another Murray State connection with the state of Arkansas. But they are in, like I said, the number 4 seed to go. Your bracket is finished, and the times are now complete. We found out last night Arkansas LSU is going to play at 6 o'clock Saturday night, pretty much what we thought it would be. You got to have that game at night. I mean, it's just too good. The ratings, the stadium's going to be sold out. Tickets are going for a stupid price right now. It's going to be a hard ticket to get. My nephew's baseball team is going to be in Omaha playing in one of the big tournaments that they have going on at the same time. And my brother-in-law was like, can you get tickets? I'm like, dude, that's the wrong game to want a ticket. That's going to be a hard ticket to get. And he's like, I know. You know how much they're going for? I was like, what? He goes, there are tickets for $500. Single game ticket for $500.
Whoa.
Yeah. And they're wanting to take the baseball team. I'm like, well, good luck for that.
Oh, they can get a group rate, though.
I was like, you need to target the Monday losers bracket game with LSU, and you can get tickets for that one.
How old is the nephew? How old is that team?
They're juniors in high school.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, they're like 16, 17-year-olds.
Oh, they're right on the cusp.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get to the next, trying to get to this level.
They're hoping to be seen and pick up some more scholarships. So you got Coastal Carolina and Arizona. That is game 1. That's going to be Friday at 1 o'clock. The Oregon State-Louisville game is 6 o'clock on ESPN. Both games are on ESPN. Those are the Friday games. The winners will play on Sunday at 6 o'clock. The losers will play Sunday at 1 o'clock. And then on the Arkansas side of the bracket, UCLA and Murray State will play Saturday at 1 on ESPN. Then it's Arkansas LSU Saturday at 6. The winners will play Monday at 6. The losers will play Monday at 1. And look, Joe, I'm all about getting a day off and having Phil Elson and Bubba take care of us. But I want to do a show Monday. That's how important this game is, to get that leg up on LSU, to remain in the winner's bracket so you don't have to fight your way out of the loser's bracket. I want to do a show Monday. I really do. You can jump in and say you want to do a show too. That's how important this game is, Joe. One game is that big. It is.
No, the first 2 games. If you win the first 2 games, it puts you on a good path of having a really good chance of winning.
No, that is a great point, Joe. It's a huge thing to beat LSU, but honestly, it's even bigger to win that second game and to start 2-0 in your bracket and then get a additional day off. Because if you win, you would play Monday at 6. But if you win that game against UCLA or Murray State, not going to discount Murray State, then you don't play again until Wednesday. If you lose any of these games, you're obviously playing Monday, but you turn around and play Tuesday, and then you play again Wednesday, and you have to win that game, and you play again Thursday. So that's what you're facing if you lose one of these first 2 games. Whereas if you win, you play on that Monday and you win it, you don't play again until Wednesday, and if you win that game, you're done. Now, if you lose, you get another chance and play again on Thursday. But ideal situation for Arkansas, they play Saturday night at 6, Monday night at 6, and Wednesday night at 6. And then they wait for the other side of the bracket, and they'll start the championship series. Game 1 of the championship series is Saturday at 6. Game 2 is Sunday. It's at 1:30, and that's the game's on ABC, not ESPN. Just keep that in mind. And then if there's a necessary Monday night game, which is weird, all the games are 1-6, Joe. 1-6, 1-6, 1-6, until a possible game 3, and it's at 6:30, which is just odd to me. And it probably only is odd to me because I'm thinking if necessary and Arkansas is in it, my Fox News at 9 o'clock. I'm like, that has to be – I need that game over. I need it over in 3 hours so at 9:30 we can do some live hits, be inside the stadium and be a part of the action.
Well, they changed it with the last 2 games of the championship series. It's 1:30, 6:30. So they just push it back 30 minutes.
I need to zoom in a little bit on that bracket. You're exactly right. It is a 1:30 start on Sunday. Yeah. Let's do a show Monday. Let's do a show. I guess that's the – if there is any bright side of it, make us feel any better about a loss, we don't have a show. Well, the good news is they're playing, and we don't have to do a show. We'll be. I'll be working. I'll be there at the stadium instead.
It'll always be Tuesday.
Let's do a show. Bracket is out. The other news, and I have this saved. Did you see the tweet from John Rothstein, Arkansas, Kentucky? Basketball?
No.
1 game. Sources tell John Rothstein Arkansas and Kentucky will play only once during the SEC this season, and it will be in Fayetteville at Bud Walton Arena. So at least Arkansas gets the return of Kentucky, which would only make sense, but sometimes the SEC doesn't make sense. Like this right here, not scheduling Arkansas, Kentucky twice. Why you wouldn't have them playing twice? It just still is incredible to me.
Got 16 teams, and at some point, maybe they will do it where they play twice. But if they go with the permanent opponents, if they keep with that, then who knows if they will play twice.
Well, you play a couple of other teams besides your permanent opponents twice.
Yeah, they play Kentucky twice
they
in a
just
season.
rotate around from team to team.
So they're not going to change it just because we know the storyline that's there, but they're not going to change for a couple of teams in the conference just to have a storyline.
Well, if they didn't do it last year, they couldn't do it this year because it's almost like a home and home with the other non-permanent teams in the SEC. But hopefully the following year with this build the rivalry. Take advantage of the rivalry and have a home and home with Arkansas and Kentucky the next 2 years. Because who knows how long, Calipari could leave, Kentucky, what could fall, whatever the case. Take advantage of it strike while the iron's hot. Right now the iron's hot, and it should be home and home the following season. All right, here's what we got coming up. I mentioned Kevin Bohannon's coming on the show. We'll talk about the College World Series, Arkansas, LSU, get the information, talk about Murray State, just talking some baseball with Kevin Bohannon. At 2:10, we got Coach Z. Talk about the raffle with him, another successful raffle. Made almost $100,000. Didn't quite hit the level of the previous raffle. It's still not bad. Not great, but not bad. And at 2:30, Arkansas State's baseball coach, Mike Silva, will join us. Thought it was interesting looking back at Coastal Carolina. They've won 23 games in a row. The last conference game they lost was against Arkansas State. So I want to get him on here, talk a little bit about Coastal Carolina and his program. Year 1 for him. That's the game plan. We're just getting started. Hang out for a while. It's Out of Bounds.
Justin and DJ are bringing the Zone back to Lumber One on Colonel Glenn this Thursday. It's time to get to work on those summer projects. Get started at Lumber One with the Zone on Thursday.
This is Sports Center.
The field for the College World Series is set as Murray State beat Duke 5-4 to advance to their first ever trip to Omaha last night. No team that made the College World Series in 2024 returned in 2025. It's the first time that has happened since 1957. With the field being set, game times have also been announced. Arkansas will take on LSU at 6 on Saturday. The Razorbacks won the regular season series 2-1. In Arkansas basketball news, Arkansas will once again be playing in another high-profile non-conference game. Last year they played at Madison Square Garden. This year the game will be at Barclays Arena in New Jersey on December 20th. This year's opponent will be national title runner-up Houston. It's the third confirmed non-conference game on the schedule. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network. Tune in each week when Susan Irwin Prowl shares her Keys to the Weekend music events calendar with Justin and DJ. Brought to you by Willie D's and Big Red Dog Productions. Big Red Dog Productions is your gateway to music excellence in Central Arkansas and beyond. Visit entertainersguide.com to see the weekly calendar and submit your shows.
Injured? Let's talk about getting help now.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888.
Whether injured at night, on a weekend, or a holiday,
dial 8 for Rainwater, Holtz, and Sexton.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Through the end of the month, shop the Hustler Turf Power Plus Performance Sales Event and save on select DeWalt products. Save up to $600 on a Hustler Fast Track Series mower or up to $350 with the purchase of a Hustler Raptor Series on select DeWalt products. Both the Fast Track and Raptor mowers boast all the features Hustler is known for, like their trademark smooth track steering, integrated parking brake, and heavy-duty fabricated steel decks and one-piece tubular frames. Stop in today at Cabot Outdoors or CabotOutdoors.com.
You know what's easy about getting Allstate's lowest price on auto insurance? Getting it online. Yep, you can only find our best auto price at allstate.com, which means getting protection on your time, even at 3 a.m. So check allstate.com first to get a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Potential savings and prices vary, including based on how you buy. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years, guaranteed, on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
The best memories always happen outside. Hiking forest trails, paddling on glassy lakes, watching a waterfall roaring after rain, roasting s'mores under a sky full of stars. And with 52 incredible Arkansas state parks around the state, all that's missing is you. So what are you waiting for? Pick your park and plan your adventure at arkansasstateparks.com.
Brought to you by Arkansas State Parks, this station, and the ABA.
Here's another Whataburger DM. Miranda says, it's 2023 and still no Pico Burger. How do we get y'all to pick it back up? Miranda, we totally thought we responded to this. We know it's been a minute or two, but good news, the Pico de Gallo burger is back up. Yep, the 2 fresh beef patties covered with crisp Pico de Gallo, 2 slices of pepper jack and creamy cilantro lime sauce you love is back. And it's all thanks to you. The Pico de Gallo burger is back for a limited time. What a burger!
Hey, it's Chuck the Promo Guy. Join me every Tuesday morning at 8:30 for Check In with Chuck, brought to you by Hubbard Power Sports in Russellville. And get caught up with everything that's going on at the Buzz. It's brought to you by Hubbard Power Sports Can-Am and Sea-Doo. Whether you're on the road, on the water, or in the trails, they have the ride for you.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Glad you're with us. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin. Going to talk with Kevin Bohannon. Also, he joins us now. Let's talk a little baseball. What's up, K-Bo?
Hey, guys, doing good. And I jumped in on the same line because I am a baseball guy. I am superstitious, so the same line I was on last week, got Arkansas sweep, I got on the same one today.
There you go. You got to stick with it.
I said it yesterday, man. When it comes to baseball, I'm superstitious. I said we're not taking any calls from Stan until the College World Series is over, and I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be the guy who jinxes it. So far, they're 5-0, stand free, out of bounds, and we're going to keep it rolling.
That's all you can do, because there's so much in this game that is out of your control. That's what I always told my kids. I was like, control the things you control. That's attitude and work ethic, and your little intricacies that make you who you are.
I enjoyed watching Murray State last night, Kevin. Man, that was fun. What a crazy game to dogpile, go to review, and find out the game's not over. Compose yourself, get back in the right frame of mind, and to finish it off and dogpile again.
Yeah, that was something. You saw the coach, Coach Skirka, after the game, who was at OBU back in 2009 under Luke Howard, and just, how he is, God-focused, and, he tries to – they play the game the right way, and they build great men. That's the thing that every good coach that I've ever been around, that's what they want to develop, is good men that baseball can teach you the game of life, but they can be successful afterwards. So they recompose themselves, like you said. Was the call right? Automatically on the field, I was like, yeah, that's interference right there. That's going to be a double play. It's kind of like Cam Kozel and Brent Iredale the other day. With 2 outs, runners going to second, Iredale punched out on strike 3, steps across, does not make contact with Peebles, but he interfered with the throw to second base. That's a double play. So little different situation. I thought it was the right call on the field. They obviously went back and reviewed it. Great job by the pitcher in that situation. You've just gotten a double play ball, and you got to get it again. So great job by the catcher. Like, look, we know where he's at now. We know he can roll over on that pitch, and they went right back to it. So great execution by the Racers, and it is a great story. They're going to be the media darlings in Omaha this week, and they should be. They went to Oxford. They dethroned an SEC powerhouse that won a national championship just a few years ago. They've got Arkansas ties with Connor Cunningham from Batesville, was the freshman player of the year in the Missouri Valley Conference. So, it's going to be a great trip that all those young men remember for the rest of their lives.
Reviews are big for baseball. So based on, your initial thought, and then when you saw the review, you were surprised that they overturned it?
Not so much surprised, because the runner went into the bag. He didn't make a deviation too much. His right leg, which was tucked underneath, kind of got out into the baseline. The fielder did clear the bag, but it really kind of caught him. It's right there. It's a judgment call, and they went ahead and made it. And then they realized that, okay, he was actually in the base path because the base path is defined as when a play is being made on you, and he did not deviate from that. So that's why they overruled it.
Yeah, I think because he slid so hard into second, but he didn't slide past the bag. He hit the bag, popped up. He took him out, and I'm with you live. I was like, ooh, that doesn't look right, And when he called him out, I was watching that umpire, and I was like, yep, he got him. And then I'm watching the replay, and I'm like, man, he is sliding into the base. I think they may change this, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I was the same way, and I was like, well, look at it again in slow-mo. That's what I said. Hey, he did everything. He did a clean takeout. That's what it is. And it, worked to their advantage for another pitch or two. That was it.
Hey, before we go back or get on to the World Series in Arkansas, take me back to Iredale's at-bat. Was that one of the just unluckiest at-bats ever? Because the pitch before, he gets hit in the arm, but they said he didn't check his swing, and he was swinging, and so it doesn't count as a hit by pitch. And here's my thing, Kevin. As soon as you're hit, shouldn't that stop the play? And it's not after you get hit, if you keep going with the bat and go cross the plate and say it's not a check swing, it's a swing. But I'm thinking in my mind, once you're hit, play should be dead, and that's where the bat you should be looking at. Where's the bat at that moment?
Yeah, and that's the way I've always argued it, and I've called it in certain situations. There's been instances where a guy was so fooled, especially on back foot sliders. If you get a lefty pitcher that's throwing a back foot slider to a righty, like Randy Johnson used to do, he'd throw that back foot slider and spin the batter like a top. That's a strike. But in that situation, and the way Iredale swings, he gets so engaged on his back hip that his hands tend to fly out in front of everything. And that's what the first base umpire was looking for. He's looking for the barrel of the bat to pass in front of the plate. Yeah, he's doing it 100 feet away, but these guys are good. They're trained to look for certain things. But I'm with you, Wes. If at the point to where he is hit by the ball, if the barrel has not gone through the zone, reward him for taking his base, because he's reacting, and he is reacting to a 90-plus mile-per-hour fastball. So what hitters are taught, they're taught at the last minute to say no. So it's yes, yes, no. Some of the real good ones, like Andrew Fisher, can go a little step further and go yes, 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 no. So that's, sometimes you get what you call a power take. Sometimes a power take actually goes out in front of the zone and gets you in trouble. But I'm with you. It was just an unfortunate series of events that, he should have been sitting on fastball strike three.
Now, sometimes umps will, and something else that they look for is if the batter created contact. So if they created contact in that situation, what kind of call do you make there?
That's what Coach Vitello went at Charles Davalon for when he got hit, because it bounced off his elbow guard over to the dugout. And I'm like, surely they can't be reviewing this to see if it hit the bat, because it was clear that it hit his elbow. And they were saying, okay, did he chicken wing it, which is stick that arm out there and try to initiate contact. So in that instance, it can be reviewed. That's a strike. Now, with what's the fine line between that is, you can have your natural batting stance and roll your upper torso to where it gets in the middle of a pitch, but still be illegal hit by pitch. It's just a matter of the home plate umpire or any of the umpires that have seen it can say he initially initiated contact. That's the judgment call on that, which Davalon did not do.
Talking with Kevin Bohannon. He joins us right now on Out of Bounds. He's also writing for 24/7 Sports. Hey, Kevin, when you look at this matchup with LSU, what sticks out to you?
Pitching. I've said all year long, well, going back 3 or 4 weeks before Arkansas played LSU, that LSU was probably on par with being one of those teams that you say, okay, this is the most complete team outside of Arkansas, if that makes sense. And Trey Biddy and I were talking about this yesterday, and he was like, okay, who's your favorite to win? I was like, Arkansas, and then LSU's a close second, because they are a similar team. Arkansas is hitting 313 going into the College World Series. LSU's actually dipped below 300. They're at 299 right now. They've hit over 100 home runs. But what separates them from everybody else is their 1-2 punch of Anthony Ianson and Cade Anderson. That's the best 1-2 punch that Arkansas had seen all season. I like Cade Anderson better than I do Liam Doyle, just because of a couple different things. Anderson pitches with less emotion and tends to get in less trouble. His strikeout to walk ratio is it's 7-1, I believe. He's had 163 strikeouts to 28 walks. Ianson's got 142 strikeouts to 35 walks. So those guys have struck out 305 batters between them. That's the best 1-2 combination in college baseball right now. That can get you in a winner's bracket final of the College World Series. That's what can get you a little bit further. And then the best 2 out of 3, if you have to look at those two starting out, that's a tough matchup. So those two are going to be first-round draft picks. Anderson has a lot higher potential as far as his ceiling goes, because he's still kind of a thin, wiry guy, but he throws a mid-90s fastball and can throw his off-speed off that as well. When he gets in a pro club, he'll be able to add maybe 15, 20 pounds. That's just going to make him even better. So those two, if they're on, they're tough to beat.
Is pitching most important now for how these teams want to play, being in College World Series and being in that bigger ballpark where it's said to be a pitcher-friendly ballpark?
It is, because it's a boneyard, man. It's hard. 335 down the lines, 375 to the gaps. and then 400, 405 to center field. It's hard to get a ball. Those wall scrapers that Logan Maxwell and Ryder Helfrich had, those are caught at Charles Schwab Field. So there's a lot more emphasis on situational hitting, which Arkansas has shown that they can do this year. They can score more ways than just hit the long ball, but you got to be able to steal bases when you need to. Dave Van Horn has made it a point. We're going to run when we need to, not just be willy-nilly and run all the time. It's not smart to do that. So pick your spots, pick when you can do it, and be able to hit behind runners. You got to produce. You got to hit sac flies. You got to be able to drive the ball. So it's just a matter of being able to operate efficiently when it's situational hitting time.
How's LSU when it comes to base stealing?
They're okay. I mean, they haven't done anything. They're kind of like Arkansas this year. They're 51 of 69. So, I mean, that's just nothing that just jumps out at you. They're still in like one bag a game, I think. So that they don't really do a lot of it. Arkansas still 50 or 49. So they're really, really similar in that aspect. The difference is they've got guys that use the whole field a lot more. And when I say that, they're able to go to right field when they need to. That's one thing that I noticed back when they played at Baton Rouge. Those guys can really use the whole field. Ethan Frey's hitting 340, and I was hoping Arkansas did not pitch to him the rest of the weekend because he hit everything.
Mm-hmm.
He hit everybody. He hit a scalded missile out of the right field over the right field wall, and I thought it was going to be just a line drive to Maxwell. Next thing I know, it's 365 and up in the stands. So they've got some, they're deep. They've got 6 or 7 guys that are hitting over 300, and they've got a lot of veterans on this team. Michael Braswell, you guys may remember, he played at South Carolina. He was there 2 years ago when Arkansas played there. But he came to LSU last year, passed up pro ball, and now he's back to make a run at Omaha. He's not hitting very well, but he's a cornerstone over there at third base. So the way their lineup was put together this year, and Jay Johnson did a great job of it, is they got guys that fit their role and didn't try to do anything else. They got their boppers. They got Jared Jones, who's 6'6", 230, and looks like a Greek god in the batter's box and can hit it 500 feet. So they got guys that fit the role, do their job, and pass it on to the next guy.
Yeah, the bad thing for Arkansas, Jones had been struggling and didn't look good at all, but he started coming around in the Super Regional, and if he's getting hot, that just makes that lineup even better. But there for a while, he was I hate to say it, but he was an easy out. You didn't have to even throw a strike to him. He was just very aggressive and swinging at stuff outside the zone.
Yeah, you saw that in the Arkansas series. He had that sac fly that scored Frey to win that first game that went extra innings. But outside of that, it was pretty much okay. Yeah, you can get him out, and he can get himself out. So. If he's figuring it out, I tell you what, guys, he was one of the most impressive hitters just by raw natural ability that I saw on the high school showcase circuit when he was playing. He was just one of those guys. Walker, that's in the St. Louis organization and had been playing for the Cardinals, Jordan Walker, those two really reminded, they're really similar build, their similar approach at the plate, and their ability to do damage. So it's up to Coach Hobbs. They're going to have a really tough time this week, but they'll have a good game plan. I'm sure of it.
Outside of Arkansas, LSU, these 8 teams that are remaining, who are some of the biggest threats from a team standpoint?
Well, if you go back and look at how many teams made it from each conference, the Pac-12 really got 3 teams in this thing. So UCLA, Oregon State, and Oregon, even though they've moved on to different conferences now. So those schools, they play a different brand of ball. It's they're not got a lot of power hitters or anything like that. Oregon State has learned how to play SEC type baseball over the past 10 years. Obviously they won it in 2018, but UCLA, they have a great tradition. They won it with Trevor Bauer back, it's been over 10 years ago. In Arizona, I had preseason, I had picked Arizona and Arkansas to match up in a super regional. I knew they were going to be good. So it's a totally new field. This is the first time since 1957 that 8 new teams are playing in the College World Series. So you don't have any repeats from last year, but you do have a lot of tradition of guys. And the one that you need to watch out for, Coastal Carolina, they're not a Sun Belt team. They're a Power 4 team that plays baseball the right way.
Yeah, I was looking at their schedule today, and they got wins over, Clemson and, of course, what they did in the regional and super regional. Impressive run. But, man, what a team. I mean, I was looking back, and we're going to have Mike Silva on a little later today.
Mm-hmm.
A-State's the last team to beat them in conference.
Yeah, that was a 2-0 win in Game 3. So, they won 53 games. They're the only team with 50-plus wins in the field right now, and they did it. I thought they should have been a top 8 seed, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way I saw it, all year long. They just, their conference was dragged down a little bit. The Sun Belt only got 2 teams in, and those 2 teams were host schools with Southern Miss and Coastal. I thought Troy should have been in. Yeah, that was the biggest slap in the face of the field right there. And it just shows, with the portal and everything that's happening right now, there's more parity, there's more balance across college baseball than there has been in recent memory.
How is that happening? Because you would think with the portal, the SEC teams would just get stronger because they're kind of picking from some of these non-Power 4 conferences and making those teams weaker, but it's kind of the opposite.
They are, but it's still a regional game. For Arkansas to get a guy from Sacramento State was unheard of. So there are some of those guys that are below the Vahiva-Loy type that's, Vahiva has really progressed. When he came to Arkansas, he was not a first-round pick. But there are still some schools that are producing guys like that. I want to stay closer to home. So instead of going to Sac State, I can go to Oregon State, or I can go south and go to UCLA. So there's still some teams like that. Plus, the JUCO ranks out in Central Arizona. Obviously, Iredell came from New Mexico Junior College. So there's still good feeder schools out in California and the Southwest U.S. that are still feeding these schools on the left coast.
Why does Arkansas beat LSU Saturday?
Other than it's their time, I think they're playing at a high level right now. Zach Root, he understands that he can't pitch with that much emotion again. He was throwing 98, 99 miles per hour. That takes a lot out of you. He was so amped up that his fastball was ticking up 3 and 4 miles per hour. He needs to stay in the 92 to 94, grab a 6 or 7 when you need it, but pitch under control. And that's what Dave Van Horn and Matt Hobbs told him afterwards. Like, look, that's great. You went out and did that for us. Now we have to do it again. And to go through LSU, you're going to have to do it same exact thing you did down in Baton Rouge. So the bullpen is rested. You saw that this past weekend. They can roll guys out there that can get you 6 or 9 outs. I think Arkansas just has a tick better right now, but at the top 2 teams in the whole field, it's Arkansas and LSU.
My last question for you, who's better capable of coming through the losers bracket and rematching and winning 2 straight on Wednesday and Thursday?
I think Arkansas has the deeper pen overall. Plus, they've got guys that have started enough games. So, you can look out there. If you look at LSU, they've got Ianson and Anderson. Those guys have 16 and 17 starts. Chase Shores has a few starts, but he's really moved to the back end of a bullpen. So if you look at Arkansas, you've got Root, Gackle, Vital Cheese. Out of those 3, Gackle has 9 starts. You got Gage Wood, who has 9 starts. Aiden Jimenez can go out there and start for you. So you've got a little bit more versatility in your pitching staff.
Kevin, we appreciate it. Thank you for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon.
You bet, guys. Go Hogs.
Kevin Bohannon joining us on Out of Bounds. See him over on 24/7, hogsports.com. And right here on the Buzz, too. We got to take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the first hour. If you want to join us, we'll take a phone call when we come back, 661-1037, 661-1037. I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line. Oh, yeah, texts are flying in. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
If you're like a lot of people I know, you're spending a lot of time at home this year watching basketball and other sports, and your home's your happy place. You may be noticing, though, the scuffs and faded colors on your walls, and that can drive you crazy. That's where CertaPro can help with a paint refresh. They can make your experience worry-free, starting with a free estimate. They're always easy, and they get you a quote right away. Schedule your estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. And each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Hello, folks. It's Frank Fletcher from Fletcher Dodge here in Sherwood. Our employee pricing program was such a big hit for May. We're going to do it again in June. We had a fantastic month, and you really responded. Remember, employee pricing simply means you pay what we pay. Everybody qualifies for employee pricing. Folks, it is no gimmicks, no hoops. You pay what we pay. Only Fletcher Dodge has the discounts in addition to employee pricing of up to $14,000 and finance rates as low as 1.9% for 72 months. Got some other great deals. New Jeep Wranglers, $7,000 off. New Jeep Compasses for only $379 a month with no money down. Don't worry about your credit. Go to FletcherCredit.com and get pre-approved in minutes right on the internet. FletcherCredit.com. At Fletcher Dodge, we're always going to give you the best price and the lowest finance rates. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road or shop us online at FletcherDeals.com.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Let's get it. Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
See Shelter agents Seth Hobbs, Larissa Kelly, or Matt Steele in Bryant today.
This is Thomas Blackman of Blackman Auctions. If I only had a dime for every time I said the words my dad used to say, I'd be a rich man. But his lessons in the auction business are still ringing in my head for every auction I do. Treat your buyers with patience and hospitality. Never forget the sellers are trusting you with their money and their legacy, and that each extra dollar you get for them at an auction is extra money for their family. All of those sayings keep the Blackman team working hard for you at every auction. For 3 generations and since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Fun Tuesday edition of Morning Mayhem is in the books. Want to thank the folks in the Attorney General's office for hosting Roger and Baz today. And want to thank Terry Bradshaw and Rick Schaefer for joining the show today. The guys are back tomorrow on the road at the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts. They'll continue to preview Omaha and a whole lot more coming up. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
All right, let's wrap up this first hour. I'll go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. And if you want to call, you can. 661-1037. OMG, Wes. I told my husband I am scared of Coastal Carolina. They've gotten so hot. They've been hot, stayed hot, and rolling right now. 23 in a row. Good Lord. We're going to find out a lot more about Coastal Carolina when A-State's head coach Mike Silva joins us at 2:30. 501 writes in, says, thanks, Kevin. Now I'm worried. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be no sweat like it was in the regional in Game 2 of Tennessee. it's going to be difficult. These are the 8 best teams. They're playing the best. That's why they're here. They didn't get lucky to get here. They're going to be, even game 2 Monday, you're going to play a tough UCLA or Murray State. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be fun, though. Got a feeling it's going to be fun. Talk about superstition. I bought a shirt at Baum the Sunday of the regional final. I've worn it every game since without washing it. Go Hogs. Okay, that's carrying. I can understand wearing the same shirt game after game. Look, I had people over for and watch the first game of the regional. No, the second game Saturday. And, it was an easy game. They were all past, I guess it was Creighton. Was that right? And I was like, all right, guys, Sunday, if they get off to a bad start, y'all all have to come back. And we're going to watch the game here at my house, and everybody's going to sit in the same spot. That's the way I am, too. But that's taking it a whole different level, not washing the shirt. Hey, if it's working, keep doing it. I don't want you to mess it up. Saline County Mail Slinger, thank you for writing in. My favorite pitcher on this team is Big Willie Mack. Favorite player in the lineup is Cam Kojal. I love his personality and the way he plays the game. I'm with you. I think either Kojal, maybe Davalon. One of those two are my favorite guys. Maybe Davalon. I think Davalon may be my favorite. 501 says, Wes, we're going to go and draw golfers for the U.S. Open? No, we're not. Look, with Omaha and everything going on, and I don't have a prize for you, I think what we're going to do is do it for the Open Championship. And I believe our friends at after talking with Michael Cataldo, I think he may give us some tickets we can give away as part of the package. But we've kind of put it on hold. Sorry. 940 says, I'll do the show with you, Wes. I've already booked our dinner reservations and printed out press passes. Let's go. I hope I should be finding out here soon the plans for Omaha. Hope to see a bunch of people up there. This one from the 253. Don't forget all the rain days you will get there and get some extra rest. It happens every year. Man, I hope not. I was looking at the forecast, and I told our meteorologist up at Fox 16 they need to start giving us a Omaha forecast because you're going to have, obviously Razorback fans going up there that are curious about the weather. But then you got everybody else that's just going to be watching. They want to know what the weather's going to be like. So I think it's important to have an Omaha forecast. So they're going to start doing that for us. Looks good Friday. Looks good Saturday. Small chance of rain on Sunday. Looks good Monday. You do have 45-50% chance of rain on Tuesday. Wednesday, about the same. Small chances. Looks like pop-up showers. I think as of right now, there's no huge, 80%, day washouts. I think we're good right now. Knock on wood, of course. All right, I'll get back to the D3 Auto Sales text line in the next hour. Feel free to text in. Coming up next, we got the Razor Hog update. And then we'll be joined by Coach Z. Then at the bottom of the hour, Mike Silva, Arkansas State's baseball coach, talking a little baseball with us. Hour number 2's next.
What drives you? Family moments, new adventures, or just the love of the open road? Whatever it is, Gwatney Chevrolet is here to help you get there. For generations, we've been more than a dealership. We've been part of life's milestones, big and small. With a team that puts you first and a car buying experience that's easy and stress-free, we're here to find the perfect vehicle for what drives you. Visit us in Jacksonville or online at GwatneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
It's Justin Acre with Lorbeth from Kaufman by Design West and Lorbeth. I'm so excited about the upcoming months. We've got great holidays upon us, and at Kaufman by Design West, you have everything to get folks outside and celebrating.
We have grilling season coming up, so we've got baked green eggs and tons of accessories, and then it's also outdoor season. So we've got lots of in-stock steel products, toolkits, coolers, travel cases.
And for those who want to do some home improvement, we've got power tools galore. You can find it all at Kaufman by Design West, 14900 Cantor Road, out west past Taylor Loop. They're also online at kaufmanlumber.com.
Are you still on the sidelines? Then it's time you suit up and get in the game. Download Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app, Bet Saracen, today.
1037 The Buzz.
You know how I am. You guys know how I am. I don't forget anything.
Crushing all the competition.
So you can take that to the bank.
Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
A deputy in Yale County is now off of the job after a video surfaced online showing him using a racial slur while pointing a gun. The video shows now former Deputy Jackson Arndt in the passenger seat of a pickup pointing a gun at the floor, using the racial slur, and saying he's getting ready for police academy training. He was off duty at the time. Yale County Sheriff Nick Galt posted a letter to social media confirming Arndt's termination, calling his actions deplorable. The sheriff says all deputies will now be enrolled in additional mandatory training pertaining to racial discrimination and social media behaviors. Arkansas is ranked one of the worst states for overall child well-being. The 2025 Kids Count data book from the Annie E. Casey Foundation ranks states based on 4 main categories: well-being, education, health, and family and community. Arkansas has improved since the pandemic, but is ranked 45th overall, with most categories scoring below the national average. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Floyd's Seafood, Keel Avenue in Sherwood. It's crawfish season, and Floyd's has live Louisiana Cajun crawfish. Place your order by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd'sMeatandSeafood.com.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Sunny and dry weather in store for the rest of the day, with temperatures warming up into the lower 90s. Humidity is going to be lower than the last couple days, but still going to be hot today. Just means it's not going to feel any warmer than it actually is. Clear skies overnight tonight. Another sunny and hot day ahead of us for your Wednesday. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Shortgrass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Attention Arkansas homeowners. Bath Makeover of Arkansas started with 50, then 30. Now we've reached the final days. Looking for 20 homeowners to participate in our Spring Into Savings event and receive test market pricing on a beautiful new walk-in shower. Bath Makeover is looking to evaluate our exciting new product lines in real bathroom conditions, including our revolutionary new laser etch shower wall system. That's right, you'll be compensated for your time just to determine if our exquisite product lines are the right fit for your bathroom project. Final days, 20 homeowners who call 1-800-NEW-BATH will receive 50% off installation of a new walk-in shower. Ask about 0% interest financing, senior and military discounts, receive a $200 Visa gift card with purchase, and call 1-800-NEW-BATH now to receive a $25 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
At Ortho Arkansas, sports medicine isn't just for athletes. It's for anyone who wants to stay active and pain-free. Shoulder pain from your glory days, knee pain from chasing grandkids, they treat it all. And if you need care fast, skip the ER, visit their orthopedic urgent care. No appointment needed, just expert care for breaks, sprains, and everyday pains. Get back to doing what you love with Ortho Arkansas by your side. Learn more at orthoarkansas.com.
Here's another Whataburger DM. Miranda says, it's 2023 and still no Pico Burger. How do we get y'all to pick it back up? Miranda, we totally thought we responded to this. We know it's been a minute or two, but good news, the Pico de Gallo burger is back up. Yep, the 2 fresh beef patties covered with crisp Pico de Gallo, 2 slices of pepper jack and creamy cilantro lime sauce you love is back. And it's all thanks to you. The Pico de Gallo burger is back for a limited time. What a burger!
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Freddie Coleman.
Do you know what kind of a bad shake goes out and shut your mouth you have to be when the coach is already telling his team, 34 points, right there. No matter what we do, no matter what we try, 34 points, right there. How we handle that and make sure the others don't beat us or that 34 is not an impactful 34. He had 38 in game 1, but he took close to 30 shots. He had 34 in game 2 and took 21 shots. You know what kind of blankety blank you have to be when the coach of the opposing team came out and said, with no provocation, no, hey, what about, he just said, look, when we get on the plane tomorrow, when we get off that plane, that bro over there is going to get 34 no matter what we do. That's the difference of when a superstar has been able to step up. And we've seen that even though this series is 1-1 of the NBA Finals.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This Father's Day, help Dad be all he can be with a gift from the Home Depot. Because he's not just Dad, he's the handyman of the house, the plumber in a pinch, and the emergency mechanic. Upgrade his gear this Father's Day with the Husky Mechanics 270-piece tool set from the Home Depot. Now on special buy for $119, a $695 value. For every kind of dad, find the perfect gift this Father's Day at the Home Depot.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
My left stroke just went viral.
All right, let's take a look at your Razor Hog update. Found out last night Arkansas and LSU will play Saturday night, 6 o'clock game. That's on ESPN. Razorbacks trying to finish the business in Omaha, win a national championship. Here's Cam Kozel about what they've been doing to get to this point.
There's a lot of work that goes into this. It's not just a spring and summer thing. It's a year-long thing. You sacrifice a lot of time with family. Maybe some other things you'd rather be doing, but all the coaches, Coach Van Horn, they're always there for us.
This is a team that still is focused on one goal, and that's winning the national championship, right, Chucky? Charles Davalon?
I mean, it's cool. We want to win a natty, bad for him. He deserves it. So, yeah, we'll give it all we got in Omaha for him, for sure.
Be a heck of a story, heck of a way for Coach Van Horn. Finally get that one victory that's been eluding for – I was reading Matt Jones – joined us yesterday. Had some good tidbits on WholeHogSports.com about Van. I'd forgotten he won a national championship at the Division II level before he, got to Division I. And he was talking about, he still remembers winning that, but what he remembers is the reaction from his players and them celebrating. He said, if I'm lucky enough to get that done again, that's what I'm going to do. It's not about me finally winning it. It's the reaction of the players and how they're so happy and their celebration. And my coaches, he has that way of deflecting everything off of him, and it's about everybody else and what they've done. And that's what he said. These are the guys that are putting in all the work. They're the ones out there playing the game. They're the ones who need to celebrate, and I'll be happy for them. Other Razorback news that came out, let's see, you got John Rothstein reporting that Arkansas and Kentucky will only play once again this season, and that game will be at Bud Walton Arena. You got the Coach of the Year, Chris Bucknam, SEC Coach of the Year, and Jordan Anthony was the Runner of the Year after winning the 100 and the 200 at the SEC Championships. So some accolades coming in for the Razorbacks track and field team as they get ready to go to Eugene, Oregon. They're starting Wednesday, tomorrow, and trying to win a national championship, men and women. Men ranked number 3, and the women are ranked number 9. I think that's pretty much it. That's a good look at the Razor Hog update. We can go ahead and get Coach Z on here and talk a little basketball with him. I saw where Coach Calipari is in Russellville. His camp's continuing. Had a father-daughter camp up in Fayetteville over the weekend. And today he takes the show on the road to Russellville. And we'll get his thoughts, too. Got to ask him about the Kentucky report that Arkansas is only going to play Kentucky one time this season, which I guess only makes sense because of the cycle, the 2-year cycle. And then maybe after that, they could get Kentucky a couple of times. Also want to ask him about that Razorback raffle. Almost 100,000 over the weekend. We talked about that last week a little bit. All right, here he is. What's up, Coach? How are you?
What's up, Westmore? I'm a little bit sad because I was in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame golf tournament. I see you every year when I go down there. Did not see you in 2025. Didn't see you there.
Yeah, we did the show in the studio yesterday, and it was kind of a big day for us talking about the super regional win. So didn't make it out.
I got you. Okay, that's okay. Don't worry about us out there. You guys y'all just celebrate in the studio. Maybe we'll see y'all in 2026. I'm just kidding.
How'd you play?
I played. I was with Rob James, Matt James, John Ashby, Mr. Turner. I played okay we started on number 10. We were on the Founders course. I played okay that our first 9, but the back 9 there, I did not. I struggled the rest of the way. My driver started whacking to the left real bad. I chili dipped some shots close to the green. Didn't make a putt on that stretch. So I would give myself a C-.
Did you make any putts? That's what matters.
I made one putt on our front 9, the back 9 there, and a pretty good putt. And may have made 2, may have made a shorter one, but that was it. Now, usually I putted pretty well, but I just couldn't get anything to go down. We shot a 61. It's a par 72, but, there's so many people go really low there. And then, they have a couple things where you can give a good amount of money on the hole, and that gives you a 1 on that hole, as a donation to the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame or to their scholarship fund. They had a couple holes like that. And so we did that on one of them. But on another hole, if you gave a bunch of money, you got to put a 0 down on a par 3. So there were some interesting things like that, But we shot a 61, and we had a great time. I love going to Chenal.
Coach, are you a better golfer this time of year, seeing that maybe you get to play a little bit more?
No, I'm usually a better golfer July, August. I go to Florida once a year for a week, and we go play Camp Creek and Shark's Tooth with Dwayne Davis, who's a member down there, and I get to play like 5 times in 5 or 6 days. When I come off that's usually my best golf of the year because I'm playing more. So right now it's just sporadic here and there, but I love it, man. I love to play. I wish I got to play more. I love to play out here at Paradise Valley in Fayetteville. That's where I like to play, and I love the games like Wes does. I'm not as good as Wes, but I'm just an old grinder. I like to call myself a mutter. If it's raining and nasty, that's usually when I'm the most effective.
When are you heading down to Florida?
I'm going to head down this time end of June, 1st of July, through like July the 4th. And
Coach,
then we'll come back. Yep.
I'm going to be in Destin that week.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You're going to be down at the end of June, 1st of July?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. You'll have a car? You need to drive over there and play with us one day.
Yeah, we'll have a car.
If you can get away, yeah, absolutely. I love it. I go with Dwayne and Martha Davis and the whole crew, and man, we just have a great time. We're right outside Panama City Beach.
Okay.
So we're a little ways down from you, but it's only like an hour drive.
Not bad.
So yeah, it's close.
And
we love to play.
Meet somewhere in between. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've had Chuck Barrett back when he used to live in Florida some. He'd come play with us, and we always have some folks come play. And then even last year, we drove over because we couldn't get on Camp Creek when we wanted to one day. We went over to Regatta Bay, which is back your way.
Yeah.
And played over at Regatta, and that was nice.
I like Regatta Bay a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
All right, let's. I wanted to ask you about the raffle. Were you guys happy with the results?
Yeah, it was a really good number again. I guess the winner got, they're from up here in Rogers. I think it was 95,000. So it was a really good number. Not quite. I thought it would be bigger than the first one. because we had a few more days. Remember, we started it like on Tuesday, so I thought that we might be able to make more than we did the first time because it was longer, but a little bit less. And I think it may have hurt a little bit that you couldn't do it right in the stadium, because of some NCAA rules. We were just worried about doing it on the concourse like we did before. So everything was, through the online site. Mm-hmm. But to get that many people to donate and to do it, that's pretty good. And so I know the winners were very happy. That's a great win. And but it was good. And West, that thing's going to be on fire. We'll start it there in end of August for the first football game, and we'll do it for every football game, and I'm sure they'll do it for every men's basketball game. And we're gonna make a lot of money off the raffle as long as people can afford to keep putting their money into it. It's obviously it's a raffle, it's a risk, it's a little bit of a gamble. So people have to decide what they can afford and what they can do, and it's good for the Razorbacks because we now with the revenue share, it's real, and it's not the end of the world. Razorbacks gonna be fine. We generate a lot of revenue. We make money here. There's good money for the Razorbacks, but with the revenue share, you always need more, and that's going to kind of help us with that.
Now, Coach, you said every game, so that does include road games. You're going to do something online?
Oh, I think more home games. I don't know if and I don't know if I know they've had a ton of meetings on all that, so maybe they are going to do it on road games. But I know definitely for the home games, and then like at the football games, it'll go through a big portion of the game, and I guess at the end of the third quarter or whatever, then they'll announce who the winner is, and with hopefully 76,000 people at a football game that are winners there. And how about this? The two that we've had, they've both been at the baseball game. Because, you don't have to be here to win. Mm-hmm. You can be in Little Rock. You can be in Maumelle. You can be in wherever. You can be in Jonesboro and win this raffle. You don't have to be present at the Razorback baseball game versus Tennessee. But by chance, both of the two winners were here at the baseball game. And so I thought that was good. And that's how we see it with the football game. And, wouldn't that be great to go to watch your Razorbacks play Notre Dame, and while you're there, you take home $125,000. Wouldn't that be great? And so that's kind of what the goal is. But it's obviously a lot of money that's being generated off the raffle.
Matt Zimmerman with us on Out of Bounds. Coach, we found out, or at least John Rothstein is reporting that Arkansas and Kentucky is going to play this season once at Bud Walton Arena.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are disappointed they're not playing a home and taking advantage of this rivalry.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Wouldn't it be nice if we could schedule a home and home series with them, and you could play them in November or December in a non-conference game? So this year Kentucky comes to Fayetteville. Obviously, we went there last year, and then and then we could go back to Rupp like in December and play them in a non-conference. You can play a conference game against a conference opponent. I don't think the coaches would do that. I know when I was doing scheduling, we never did that. But you could. But that won't happen, especially with Kentucky, I wouldn't imagine. But getting them here, which is no surprise, and that's a big deal. Now the non-conference schedule, the 13 games, is starting to take shape, and I think it'll be better than last year's. Wasn't bad now, but last year we played 4 high majors in the non-conference, and then we bought 9 games. And so 9 plus 4, 13. This year, I think that there's a chance that maybe you don't buy quite as many. Maybe you buy 7 games, and if you buy 7, that means there's 6 other games out there, and that's the neutral sites that he likes to play. Obviously, we got the ACC, SEC Challenge coming to Bud Walton Arena. We're supposed to have Baylor coming to Bud Walton Arena. So you got a chance. He's talking about maybe doing something we haven't seen in 6 or 7 years in Arkansas. And that's a home and home series. And that's what I grew up on. That's what I spent 25 years doing, home and home series. And I'm so excited to see us maybe get back into that scheduling philosophy of, he's not going to do a bunch of them. But I do like the fact that the head coach is saying, we're looking to do a home and home series. And the reason I love that, it's an endless opportunity. It's hope. Who's it going to be? I mean, it might be Villanova. It might be whoever. It might be UCLA. It might be Gonzaga. It might be Illinois. It can be anyone. That's the beauty of a home-and-home series. And for Arkansas, I know when we scheduled them, we always felt like we were going to win at home. And then if you can go there and beat them, that's a huge thing. But if the worst, you hope to split a home-and-home series. And so I like that. I hope that works out so we can start getting back in the business. How about a home-and-home with Memphis? All that kind of stuff. You open that book. Mm-hmm. Nothing against Coach Musselman. He just didn't really believe in home-and-home series. So he was here 5 years. We didn't play any home-and-home series. And then last year, Coach's first season, we didn't play any home-and-home series. So I'm really looking forward to that hopefully we'll have somebody on there.
What's a good number of games to play in non-conference against other ranked teams when you're doing scheduling?
Well, I think for sure you should play 5 or 6 high majors in the non-conference. If last year was 4, and that's not bad. I've seen people in our league only play 3 high majors in the non-conference. I think with 13 games, you should play more than 3. So I like the number 5, 6, with the kind of talent Coach is bringing in, the kind of players he's going to have. You would be fine if you buy 7 games and then take your chances in those 6. And so, I mean, worst comes to worst, if you went 3-3 against the high majors, you win all your bye games, you're 10-3 going into the league. That's still a really good because you played 6 great opponents. I love that about Alabama and Auburn last year. You look at their schedules, they both played like 7 high majors in the non-conference. That's, when you're only buying 5 or 6 games and you're playing 7 huge, big non-conference games, that's a heck of a schedule. And I think that's what Cal wants to do. I think he wants to. We're always going to buy some games because we have to have home games. We have a sold-out season ticket package. But I just think that Cal loves the neutral game so much that we got a chance to really have special basketball schedules.
Got Matt Zimmerman with us. Coach, are you going to Omaha?
Yeah, I will go. Last time I went the day before it started, stayed the whole time. This time I won't. I got a family wedding, and Denver Davis played golf with the Razorbacks. Is getting married. I'm in that wedding. That's this Saturday up here in Northwest Arkansas, and then I'll go next week. But I probably won't be at the first 2. So I'm hoping that the Hawks handle the first 2, and then I would like to get up there for next week Wednesday. And what I'd like to see is us win like everybody else does, and then drive all back down Monday with the Hogs winning the national championship Sunday night. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, a lot has to happen. We still have to have 5 wins. But right now, the plan is to go up on Wednesday to Omaha and go watch her. And I kind of like going a little bit later this time because it was a little bit of a grind being up there the whole time the last time, and it's very expensive, and it is a lot of money to go, and it's you're gone a long time, so it'll be nice for me to not make those first ones and handle this wedding and then get up there.
Coach, whenever you go, how much do you get out on the town, and what are some of your favorite things to do there when you have some downtime?
Yeah, well, Joe, I don't get out on the town anywhere anymore because I'm too old. Now, like if you want to go out to Dixon Street, I'm as good as anybody there is. But instead of like back when I was a young man and I could just do it and just run and then get up early the next morning and go coach and all that, well, those days are long past for me. So I'm really good I could meet you on Dixon Street at about 4:30 p.m. and I'd be great fun till about 6:30 p.m. and I got to go to the house. And I just can't do it very long anymore. I just can't do it. So I'm very ineffective in Omaha as far as having the fun. But I do roam around, and I've always stayed downtown there. And you walk, and it's a good little walking downtown. And I like to walk across that bridge that they have there, a great walking bridge, and then go to the game. And I don't mind the in between days. But that is a little bit tough when you win on Saturday, hopefully. Then you don't play again no Monday night. So you always got that extra day in between, which is great for the team. But, you have 10, 12 days of only playing 5 games, it can kind of really get a little bit stretchy for you. But I like to eat. There's some good places I like to go. I like to go to DJ's Dugout and eat a hamburger when I'm there. There's a little pizza place. I can't think of the name of it. It's right, not very far from DJ's dugout. I like to go to that pizza place. And I like to sit sometimes at the hotel bar. Is pretty nice. At that Hilton, which is right across from Creighton's basketball arena, right there close to Charles Schwab Field. I like to go there when I'm in town. So it's good. And I'm going to tell you, I have never been to the Omaha Zoo, and that's what all the fans do on those in-between games we were talking about. Everybody heads to the zoo, but I've never gone to the Omaha Zoo.
I haven't either, but usually on my days or in between when they're not playing, we got practice and we got live shots and we got the work doesn't stop. So
you're working.
Yeah,
you're working.
We're working on the days off for the Razorbacks. Well, Coach, I hope to catch up with you in Omaha. Appreciate you coming on today. We'll talk to you next week.
When y'all going up, Wes? When y'all going up?
I should find out later this afternoon our plan.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Enjoyed talking some Razorback hoops with you and a little bit of everything else.
As always. See you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, guys. Take care.
From one coach to another. When we come back, Mike Silva, the head coach of Arkansas State, will join us. We're going to talk a little bit about the Red Wolves, Coastal Carolina, college baseball, period. Love talking baseball with baseball minds. Stick around. That's next. It's Out of Bounds.
This is Sports Center.
The field for the College World Series is set as Murray State beat Duke 5-4 to advance to their first ever trip to Omaha last night. No team that made the College World Series in 2024 returned in 2025. It's the first time that has happened since 1957. With the field being set, game times have also been announced. Arkansas will take on LSU at 6 on Saturday. The Razorbacks won the regular season series 2-1. In Arkansas basketball news, Arkansas will once again be playing in another high-profile non-conference game. Last year they played at Madison Square Garden. This year the game will be at Barclays Arena in New Jersey on December 20th. This year's opponent will be national title runner-up Houston. It's the third confirmed non-conference game on the schedule. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Ever feel like the road is out to... Thankfully, Hyundai is always working to ensure it doesn't, with over 130 IIHS Top Safety Awards since 2006. IIHS Top Safety Awards include Top Safety Pick and Top Safety Pick Plus awards to Hyundai vehicles from 2006 to 2025.
Now, for a limited time, get 2.99% APR on the Hyundai Tucson. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end July 7th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Listen each Friday during Drive Time Sports for the basketball insider in Arkansas. It's Bart Reed, made possible by Martin Orthopedics, with locations in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Hot Springs Village. Staffed with fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists. For more information on the web, go to martinortho.care.
They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression, and that's your home and your business. So if your business needs a touch-up, call CertaPro Painters and let them handle the job for you. They provide excellent workmanship, quality, and a worry-free process for both residential and commercial spaces, all at the right price. You've got to focus on your business. Let them focus on your painting. Schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Get your estimate scheduled today at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters. This is Justin Acree with some exciting news. UAMS Ortho Now is now open at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. If you have an orthopedic injury, sports, work, or anything else, walk in and get the best in orthopedic care. No appointment needed. Ortho Now is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. Conveniently located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. For more information, call 501-686-TOSH. That's 501-686-8674.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see shelter agent Stephen Elmore, 501-537-0959.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports, and Tuesday, Rick Schaefer and I are back with a great show for you. Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, Hogsports.com's Trey Biddy. Thanks to Chris Crane Hyundai and Genesis of Conway. We go around the horn and over the fence with Kevin Bohannon, Kevin Hoop Scoop McPherson. Thanks to Hogville.net, Nolan Souza. Thanks to Seth Boyd Insurance. See you Tuesday on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Wes Moore. He's Joe Franklin. Love talking college baseball. And love talking college baseball with baseball minds. And that's what we have now. Mike Silva, head coach of Arkansas State, joins us. Coach, welcome to Out of Bounds. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Getting ready for Omaha and the College World Series. Had a great weekend watching all those super regionals. It was a lot of fun. How much baseball do you get to watch now that the season's over?
As much as I can. I mean, I try to watch as much as I can with the portal and recruiting and all that stuff. It's obviously crazier and more volatile than ever. So, I mean, but yeah, as much as I can. I've been on the road the last few days and, trying to hunt them down and chase them down, all that stuff. So I got to catch the game last night and watch that. That was incredible. And I caught most of when my friends are playing. Like when Little Rock was playing, I was watching most of those games when I could and obviously trying to support them. So, yeah, I'm a fan like everybody else.
So for you, Coach, does that start immediately once season is done? You're right back to it.
Yeah, it never ends now. I mean, I think that's why you see so many older coaches honestly getting out. This industry's wild. I mean, the guys that can't retire, it seems like a lot of them are, and it's you just got to adapt. But yeah, it's as volatile and wild as it's ever been, and you just got to adapt and keep going. But yeah, it never ends. This is probably it used to be the season got over and things would slow down a little bit, and you'd be like a class or two ahead recruiting, and now it's just kind of immediately you're focused on next year and really not looking too much further than that. I mean, you're just trying to make sure you put the right guys on the field and then trying to get the commitments. And I mean, there's like 6,000 kids in the portal, which is it's crazy. I don't think anybody thought this was what was going to happen, but here we are.
Mike Silva with us. Coach, I joked with Coach Curry after LSU in that Game 7. I was like, well, heck of a run. Loved watching you guys. You deserve a vacation. It's time to go to the beach. And he just sent me a text back laughing that now the work gets going because of what you just said, the portal and recruiting his own guys and recruiting other guys. And just he said vacation comes later for us, not now. This isn't good.
Yeah, the only downtime for us, at least for me, is Thanksgiving and Christmas, it quiets down, and you kind of take a week or two away if you can and try to catch your breath because everything does quiet down during that time. And then even during the season, it's crazy. It just never ends anymore. There's never really a break. And so just kind of buckle up and keep going.
What's the ratio of portal to high school players that you're looking at these days?
I mean, that's a double-edged sword. Everybody always asks that. I'm still going to recruit high school players. We still do. We feel really good about our class. We have coming in, but it's kind of a double-edged sword because, a freshman doesn't come in and play, then they transfer and you just invested a year in them. So try to do a really good job trying to get the kids and the families with the right makeup that understand that it doesn't have to be instant, that as long as they're willing to put the work and the time in, that hopefully they can develop and get on the field. But, I'll give you a for instance. So, this year, the NCAA gave those junior college guys basically a year back. And so we were forecasting to lose, a handful of guys that all of a sudden midway through the season, they said, basically they're going to be able to have another year. And so that was the ruling for the Vanderbilt quarterback. And so that kind of changed everything as well. So it's a tough time, man, juggling rosters and trying to get that right mixture. I'd say we'll probably have a pretty even mixture each year of high school, junior college, and portal. I would love to go back to the old days where it's predominantly high school, but it doesn't look like we're going to get back there anytime soon. So I miss watching the young guys come into the program and then develop over, 3 or 4 years. And just a relationship you have the opportunity to build with those guys. And now you have a chance to build a relationship, but it's more like speed dating. You know what I mean? It's kind of get them in and try to connect with as much as you can, and you can get the production that you need on both ends to have success.
Arkansas State's baseball coach Mike Silva is with us right now. Coach, I was looking back at Coastal Carolina's impressive win streak, 23 in a row, and I kept going back, and I saw that the last conference game that they lost was against you guys on that Sunday, that 2-0 game. What is it about Coastal Carolina? Give me your scouting report on them.
They're just really, really consistent across the board. I always thought if their offense got going, they could win the national title. Their pitching is an SEC caliber pitching staff. I feel like they can match up with anybody, and they have depth there too. And they get the lead late in the game. They're the two-headed monster late, where it's a left-hander and a right-hander with both dominant stuff. And all three of their starters, high draft caliber guys, and obviously behind the plate, they have a first-rounder back there. So, I mean, it really is an impressive roster. And on top of it, they're really well coached. They play a ton of discipline, and they run a first-class program. When you go out there and play, we played 3 really tight games. Great fans, great environment, great product to put in the field, and that's a history that they've developed over the years. And so I'm not surprised to see them in Omaha after playing them. Man, I was just like Arkansas. I mean, I thought they were the best team we played all year. It's just top to bottom. And they were the best team I think I've played against since we played LSU when I was at Nichols. They won the national title. Myself and Cody Livingston, who's my pitching coach, he was with me at Nichols as well, and we both looked at each other after that game and said, that's the best team we've seen top to bottom since LSU the year they won the national title. So we'll see what happens in Omaha, but I wouldn't bet against them.
How did that game go? What were you able to do to come away with a win there?
You cut out on me. What'd you say?
So when you played them, how did that game go, and what were some of the things that you were able to do well to come away with a win?
We shut them out. I mean, that's pretty much it, because you weren't going to score much against their pitching staff. And we lost like 2 tight games the night before. We pitched it really well, really all year, but especially that weekend. But we felt like going into Sunday, we were going to stuff them and put up zeros the rest of the way, because I thought our guys started to turn the corner offensively really that weekend, had good at-bats, but they play airtight defense. They don't create free pass by hit by pitches and walks, and they have dominant strikeout stuff. And so we were fortunate to have a shutout, and I think that's what it was going to take to get that win.
Coach, how great is the Murray State story, in your opinion?
Yeah, it's awesome. I think special. And as a sports fan, this isn't a baseball thing, but you know, it's nice to see that continue to happen. I think it keeps fans on the edge of their seat. I think it's good for growth of the game. And, you know, I thought that was one of the disappointing things with the NCAA basketball tournament this year. Not to knock it, but it was just chalk across the board. And to see that, you know, when you're a David and a Will full of Goliath, so you can still get the job done. And, you know, hats off to them and their staff. And that's something that he's done a great job building over the last handful of years. So, yeah, it was really exciting to see and happy for them, and look forward to watching them in Omaha.
What does it say about college baseball, the fact that you have 8 teams that are there and none of the same teams from last season?
Coach, you there?
Team money can buy, and you know, but you still have to be able to coach and develop. There's supposed to be a culture and a standard. I think Coach Van Horn and his staff at Arkansas do a great job of that. I mean, they have elite level talent, but those guys play, and it means something to them. But you can miss, and a season can get away from you now because, you know, like I said, even in the recruiting process, it's not what it used to be. You don't have months and months to recruit a kid and get to know them and their family, especially in the portal era. It's kind of, you do as much homework as you can, but it can be a really quick trigger because it's so competitive and there's so many players and the turnover rate's so high. So I think you'll see some more of that over the next handful of years. There's more opportunity for that when you see, you know, mid-major programs be able to keep older players, and as they hit their stride later in the year, make runs deep into the postseason.
Being down from the Louisiana area and spending so much time down there, Coach, what do you think of this year's LSU team? Yeah, they're really good. I mean, they're always really good. They're kind of like Arkansas. You know, they're just every year you feel like they could win the whole thing, and they're so deep on the mound. I mean, they're just so deep. They're not as potent offensively as they have been. Now, they can still put up a bunch of runs in a hurry, but they don't run out of arms. I mean, golly, the other night they were closing, and guy comes out and he's throwing 102, and you know, and he pitched 2 innings on the weekend. So I think that just says a lot about the depth that they have. But
you look across the board at those teams in that league and the two SEC teams that are there, Arkansas and LSU. I mean, I think Arkansas is the same thing. I think they were beating us like 7-3 in the last inning on a midweek game. So I think that, it's incredible to see the type of talent they have out there. And then, look, both those staffs do a good job developing players as well. So hats off to them because their players seem to go there and get better.
Coach, you were talking about Arkansas earlier and just top to bottom how impressed you were. That's one of the debates. What is the strength of this team? Because they do have good pitchers. They have a good lineup deep 1 through 9. What do you like most about them?
Just what you just said, they're complete. They can defend, they can hit, they can situational hit, they can leave the yard in a hurry. When we played them, I mean, they hit 4 homers. That's how they score all the runs. They hit 4 homers. And like I told our guys after the game, I thought we played really well that night. I really did. And difference is when we made a mistake to hit it over the fence, and when we hit it, we had some really good at bats. It wasn't going over the fence though, and so I mean, I don't really see a weakness. I really don't. I mean, they're physical, they're athletic, they're powerful in every area. I mean, you gotta play really well against them. And honestly, I think they have to not play their best. If they play their best, I think they're the best team in the country.
Mike Silva with us. Coach, what are you focusing in for year 2? What do you want to do for your program to improve?
We just want to continue to improve. I thought this was a really productive year, year 1, especially not having a facility here in the fall because you're putting the new turf down. And it's one thing to not have one, but your first year in a program, it's tough. And we didn't really hit our stride till about the halfway point of the season. So we got about 6 more guys, probably 3 arms and 3 position players that need to be older and be able to come in and do it. And then just growth. We have some young players we're really excited about coming in and, look forward to seeing their development and seeing how fast we can accelerate that. Because the thing now with the rosters going down to 34, those young kids you do bring in, they have to play. They have to be able to contribute if you're going to have success. And so, just a little bit more stability. I'd like to see us, become a mainstay in our conference tournament and try to find a way to get into a regional. But, it's going to take some time and some building, but it's fun to do and it's exciting. I really enjoy building. I enjoyed the process at Nichols, as hard as it is. And it's been difficult here, but just really excited. We've had great community and fan support and alumni engagement. I think people are really excited about the direction our program's going, so just want to continue the growth.
Coach, your pitching staff was impressive. I'm curious how many of those guys are coming back and you can build off of what you did this year.
Yeah, depending on the draft, I think we'll get most of them back. We should be old and experienced on the mound. Really proud of their development and growth. And Cody Livingston, like I said, he just did a phenomenal job from day one. We really did a good job of throwing strikes at a really high level. I thought we did a really good job of developing roles for those guys and to give them an opportunity and identity of kind of what they were going to be called on to do. And so just want to continue that growth. If we can continue to stay in the top 20 in the country pitching-wise and get a little more potent offensively, we should be much improved, and that's exciting.
Are you a pitching guy or a hitting coach?
It's a weird question. So I cut my teeth in this business kind of doing everything. I was a junior college coach for a long time, and then at Texas State I coached the hitters, and then when I got to Little Rock, I transitioned back to the pitchers. I've done both, and so I was with the pitchers at Little Rock. I was the associate coach and the pitching coach at Louisiana Tech. We made that run, hosted that regional, and we were really fortunate. We had a lot of really good players that got drafted, and then obviously Nichols, and now being the head coach again. I like to be involved in everything. I think it's really important for the players to feel that interaction from the head coach on all sides of the ball. But, yeah, I really enjoy pitching and development, and pitching and defense is always going to be my top priority. So just feel like if you can pitch it well and you can defend at a high level, you're going to have an opportunity to win most games. And when you see really good pitching against really good hitting, usually the pitching wins.
Coach, I graduated from Texas State in '94. How much fun do you have in San Marcos?
Well, I had fun in San Marcos. We were working. We were in the middle of a transition. We were moving conferences. It was the transition from the Southland to Sun Belt, and so it was challenging. I mean, that's a big jump, and so it was a lot of work. And I got to enjoy San Marcos a little bit. I got to get in the river a little bit, and obviously the nightlife there is a good time and great community, great people. We had a great experience there, but not as much as I probably would like to if I was going back there on a vacation or if I was a student.
I could tell by your laugh, though. You knew what I was talking about.
I knew exactly what you were talking about.
Hey, Coach, it was fun. Good luck in the off season, and I'd love to get you back on here sometime and talk baseball.
I appreciate it, Wes. I appreciate you guys having me, man. I enjoy listening. Take care.
See you. Mike Silva, head coach, Arkansas State. That's fun. Good guy. Let me take Brent real quick before we hit the break. What's up, Brent?
What's up, Wes? What's up, Joe?
Hey, bro.
I'm just so ready for this. Omaha tournament. College World Series gets started on Saturday night.
Yep.
Finally, I was there Saturday and Sunday. Boy, Sunday it was miserably hot. Saturday was great weather. 74 degrees. It was fabulous. And it was so good to see Razorbacks just take care of business just like they did in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I don't know, Brent, but
that was fantastic.
From watching it, and I thought the weather, and it may have been the hottest day for some of these guys to be playing. I think it affected Liam Doyle a little bit, the way he was on the mound and sweating and just I know the pitchers like it when it's warm because they can get loose and let it go, but it just looked like there was something bothering him. And it may have been the heat.
Yeah, he had something bothering him, a lineup of Razorbacks. He had something bothering him.
There you go.
Yes. He couldn't get us out at Ole Miss. He couldn't get us out at Tennessee.
Well, you're right. Maybe that was what it was. It was facing that lineup.
They would get me out of sorts. I'm not lying to you.
They've had that effect on a lot of people. I loved it you were there, so you weren't watching the telecast, and they were talking about his numbers, and they brought up a graphic, his numbers against Arkansas versus everybody else. And they asked KP, he's like, well, what do you think it is? Is something about pitching here at Baum-Walker? And he's like, yeah, it's this lineup. That's what makes the difference.
Yeah. You know, it's like somebody asked Coach Van Horn at a press conference during this year. He said, what's the difference in the way you're playing this year and how you played last year, how you're hitting the ball this year and how you did last year? He said, we got better players.
We're good. I remember that. He said, we're good. That's the difference. It's a fact. You know how he can be blunt at times. He's like, it's a fact. We're good.
And I don't know if you saw it, but Sunday, it really impressed me. Coach Van Horn was emotional after that game when he got into the press conference. He teared up a little bit.
Yeah, I've never seen that from him.
I haven't either. But y'all have a great day.
Thanks, Brent. Take care. We got to take this break. We'll take another call when we come back, 661-1037. I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line. It is Out of Bounds.
Welcome to Moe's. Hey guys, this is Brandon with Moe's Southwest Grill. We welcome you in for the freshest Tex-Mex you'll find outside of your own garden. Check us out on Moe Mondays, where we have bowls and burritos starting at $7.99. And remember, your kids always eat free with us on Sundays. Let Moe's cater your next event. Schedule online at Moe's.com. And while you're there, download our app for weekly specials. Stop by anytime, where you'll always get the freshest Tex-Mex, and you'll always hear us say, welcome to Moe's.
Looking for adventure on 2 wheels or 4? Honda of Russellville has the largest Honda selection in the entire state. ATVs, motorcycles, dirt bikes, scooters, and side-by-sides, all priced to move. From the trail to the mud and back again. Check out our Mud Pro series featuring Ranchers, Foremans, and Rubicons. Want more power? Try our Mud Slayer packages on Pioneers and Talons. From mild to wild, Honda of Russellville has exactly what you're looking for. Visit us on Facebook or check out hondaofrussellville.com.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SAND25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SAND25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SAND25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is Trey Johnson. If you're looking for a new trailer or truck bed, HJ Trailer Sales has got you covered. If it's a heavy-duty trailer for hauling, a sleek truck bed upgrade, or you just need trailer repairs, HJ Trailer Sales is your one-stop shop. With a wide range of top-quality trailers built to last for work, play, and everything in between. Plus, our experienced team for all your trailer repair needs. HJ Trailer Sales. Trailers, truck beds, and repairs. We've got your back. Off Albert Pike in Hot Springs or hjtrailersales.com.
We all know how busy our lives can be these days and how important our time and convenience is as well. And Edwards Food Giant knows that too. So that's why they're inviting you to take advantage of their Heat and Eat meal solution items in their deli department. Delicious Edwards Food Giant signature dishes along with a wide choice of entrees and sides, all ready for you to pick up and take home to serve your family tonight. The Heat and Eat meal solutions now at your favorite Central Arkansas Edwards Food Giant deli. This week's special is chicken pot pie for only $7.49 per pound with twice baked potatoes for $4.99 per pound.
Tickets are on sale now for Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, July 24th at the Hall, featuring Bobby Petrino and Taylon Green, plus former Hawks Casey Dick and Niall Davis, with dinner from Corky's. Get your tickets at LittleRockHall.com. Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and brought to you in part by Oaklawn Sports, the Gangster Museum and the Hattery of Hot Springs, First Trust Home Loans, AY Magazine, Arkansas Money and Politics, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and Connect Service Solutions. Special thanks to Corky's Ribs and Barbecue and Party Time Rental and Events.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet, driving, trust every mile.
Oh, June's going to be a great month at Gwatney Chevrolet. They're just rolling it over. May was awesome. June's going to be even better. Summer celebration at Gwatney Chevrolet. All kinds of deals, specials. Go to the website, GwatneyChevrolet.com. You can see what I'm talking about. You can also see all the inventory. Pick out a couple cars you'll want to test drive. Call ahead of time. Say, hey, here's what I want. They'll have it ready for you. Make it easy. Still giving you a great deal when you trade in your vehicle. Paying top dollar. Go look at Kelley Blue Book. Go above Kelley Blue Book. Make sure you're happy with your trade-in value. And you're going to be happy when you drive away with a new vehicle. Better payments. They're doing it whatever they can at Gwatney Chevrolet. Give them a try. James Street exit in Jacksonville. Go see our friends, Gwatney Chevrolet. Glad you're with us. It is Out of Bounds. Check out. It's got some text rolling in. You can call us 661-1037 if you want to be a part of the show. Got a couple of minutes for the top of the hour, 661-1037. Let's see here. Good afternoon, Wes. Good afternoon, Mr. 870 or Mrs. 870. Just want to give credit where credit is due. Matt Hobbs needs to be highlighted year after year after year. He has our pitching staff on point, and I think he tends to get overlooked. Great job, Coach Hobbs. We appreciate all you do for the program. Go Hogs. Great text. Yeah, I love Coach Hobbs. Last year he was the National Assistant Coach of the Year, so he's getting a lot of love. And with the pitching staff that he has, man, that bullpen is awesome. Just roll out arm after arm after arm. You know you have a good problem when you got people going, why did McIntyre pitch last weekend? Where was Dylan Carter last weekend? I saw Battle Cheese. He never pitched last weekend. I mean, they got quality arms in the bullpen. Heck, Justin was talking about Still Leaves jumping in the pond, being from Lone Oak. Coach had a funny line. He's like, he's a country boy. He's not afraid of no pond. He knows what to do with the pond. Probably not the first pond he's ever jumped into. He's got like a 1-point-something ERA. Every time he comes in, he just does the job. But, he's a freshman. Probably don't have the same trust in him as some of the other ones. But, he's way down the pecking order. But every time he does get the opportunity, he comes in and throws a zero. That's just the depth that they have when guys who are good arms aren't even used in a super regional. But it helps keep everybody fresh, too. The bullpen's not worn out, and that's a great thing to have when you go to the College World Series.
Yeah, the numbers reflected it in one of the games, at least against Tennessee, where you saw 3 different pitchers just go in for 1 inning. And that was what they needed at the time. They had a big lead, so there was no need to stretch those guys out. And they just went in, did their job, and got off the field.
I think it was one of those cases, too, where it's like, this guy needs some work. Let him go out there for an inning, and then we'll put somebody else in, pull him in for an inning. Just let them get their arm loose, and let's go. Get a taste of that super regional. Joey in Russellville says, I say we do the golfers anyway. I'll donate a free sleeve of balls for the winner. Just no prize, just a sleeve of balls and just bragging rights.
Well, that is a prize, though.
Yeah, sleeve of balls, heck, good sleeve of balls. I mean, that's $6-7 right there. Balls are expensive, especially when you lose them. I hate losing balls. I'll look for a ball for a minute. Wes, I'm sorry, I lost my spot. Did you see the stat? For the first time since 1957, no team from last year's World Series made it this year. Yeah, we talked about that. I think Kevin Bohannon brought it up. But just so odd, and Joe was talking about that too with Coach Silva, that you expect somebody from last year to make a return because usually you're not losing everybody. Some teams are going to take a hit, and they're going to have to rebuild. But a lot of teams, just reload. And you kind of expected that with like a Tennessee, even though they won the national championship, just to reload and had I think more than anything, it just shows you it is tough. It's tough to get to the College World Series.
It's rare for something like that to happen. It hasn't happened since '57, but you would expect that maybe it had happened a little more frequently. But, it does kind of say where college baseball is now and college sports in general with so much movement.
317 says, why are you trying to divide the team? Every player is the best. Aloy has not done much for the last 10 games, but the team covered for him. Everybody's doing great. Don't be a hater. I wasn't being a hater. I was just asking who's the favorite player for everybody. I wasn't saying the best player. Just the favorite player. I'm not dividing the team. Just a question for fans. I don't think if I say Charles Davalon's my favorite player, it's making Brent Iredale mad. But it's funny, the reaction Iredale gets with the Aussie. It just seems like there's a lot of good dudes on this team, so there's a lot of fan favorites. I was just wondering who your favorite is. If that's divisive, if I'm dividing the team by asking that, they've got bigger problems. Hour number 3 is next.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it, and that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spray, or stop by 65th and University.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. We see people seizing opportunities, building communities, and achieving their dreams right in their hometowns. That's why we provide services, resources, and tools that help you accomplish what you want, where you want. Whether you're starting out, starting over, or starting something new, we have account options designed to work for you and your goals. At Southern Bank, we know where you're coming from because we're from here too. To start your relationship with Southern Bank, visit one of our local branches or online at bankwithsouthern.com. Member FDIC.
Crawfish season is finally back at Eat My Catfish. We've got fresh, live crawfish, and all you have to do is just add the fixins. Be sure to come see us or order online at eatmycatfish.com. Eat local, eat fresh, Eat My Catfish.
Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
The debate over Jefferson County's budget for 2025 continues. There were dueling meetings about it last night. County Judge Gerald Robinson called one meeting, but 8 justices of the peace staged a walkout to hold their own session. Those justices unanimously overruled the judge's veto of their budget. They say they passed a budget of more than $37 million at a legitimate quorum court meeting and that it will take effect in 10 days. Judge Robinson is questioning the legality of it and is seeking legal advice. An Arkansas company is expanding its footprint in the natural state. Conveyor Technology is adding over 100 new jobs to North Little Rock. The company distributes and repairs drum motors. Now it's opening the only manufacturing center of its kind in the U.S. It'll help create another hub of the technology industry in Arkansas. The $33 million investment is expected to bring in more than $50 million in projected revenue. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Floyd's Seafood, Keel Avenue in Sherwood. It's crawfish season, and Floyd's has live Louisiana Cajun crawfish. Place your order by 2 p.m. Thursday for weekend boils. Floyd'sMeatandSeafood.com.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Juliana Cullen.
Sunny and dry weather in store for the rest of the day with temperatures warming up into the lower 90s. Humidity is going to be lower than the last couple days, but still going to be hot today. Just means it's not going to feel any warmer than it actually is. Clear skies overnight tonight. Another sunny and hot day ahead of us for your Wednesday. This is meteorologist Juliana Cullen with the Arkansas Storm Team for the Buzz Radio Network.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
This is Trey Reed from the Wild Side, inviting you to join Mark Hedrick and me every Tuesday night at 7 here on The Buzz.
Brought to you by Trader Bill's Outdoors, West Rock Landing, Edwards Food Giant, Battery Outfitters, All About Tire and Brake, and Tammy Chase Insurance.
It's The Wild Side on 103.7 The Buzz.
It's Justin Acree for CertaPro Painters, and CertaPro knows how important your home is to you. That's why they're focused on helping you bring fresh color to your home. You can trust CertaPro Painters to get the job done right, even in those hard-to-reach places. Free estimates, reliable communication, professional painting, all at the right price. And each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. They're always easy and they get you a quote right away. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Here's another Whataburger DM. Miranda says, it's 2023 and still no Pico Burger. How do we get y'all to pick it back up? Miranda, we totally thought we responded to this. We know it's been a minute or two, but good news, the Pico de Gallo burger is back up. Yep, the 2 fresh beef patties covered with crisp Pico de Gallo, 2 slices of pepper jack and creamy cilantro lime sauce you love is back. And it's all thanks to you. The Pico de Gallo burger is back for a limited time. What a burger!
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
The Home Depot has fast, free delivery on the perfect gift to help Dad do more this Father's Day. Because Dad is more than just a dad. He's groundskeeper of the yard, the perfecter of the patio, and the cleaner of the clippings. Power Dad's doing with Ryobi cordless outdoor power tools from the Home Depot, like the Ryobi 40-volt string trimmer kit for $159. For everything Dad is, find the perfect gift at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
This is Justin Acree with some exciting news. UAMS Ortho Now is now open at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. If you have an orthopedic injury, sports, work, or anything else, walk in and get the best in orthopedic care. No appointment needed. Ortho Now is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. Conveniently located at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health. For more information, call 501-686-TOSH. That's 501-686-8674.
Looking for burgers, barbecue, beer, bourbon, ball games, and brunch? Look no further than Ouachita Bar and Grill, 915 Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Hot Springs. Ouachita Bar and Grill, family and pet friendly, with indoor and outdoor seating available. Bingo Bango Brunch, served on Sundays from 11 till 3, with live music Thursday through Saturday. Take a look on Facebook to see what events they've got going on this week, and join the fun at Ouachita Bar and Grill, Central Avenue, downtown Hot Springs.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ, that's JOEQ, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz. What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
Joe, I just saw where the Broncos are signing J.K. Dobbins. Had 1,000 yards from scrimmage last season, 9 touchdowns, and the Dolphins' running back room gets a little deeper.
You say Dolphins or Broncos?
Broncos.
Okay. Yeah,
Broncos. Did I say Dolphins?
Yeah, you did. You just said Dolphins the second time
J.K. Dobbins to the Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah. I like that move. I've always liked J.K. Dobbins.
Well, Sean Payton mentioned over the offseason, and especially going into draft, that they were looking to improve what they were doing with the running backs there, and that could only help Bo Nix out, help that offense all together, and just help them as a team being better at the running back position. And they even lost some running backs over the offseason, so they were just looking to turn that over altogether.
Yeah, and yesterday it was Houston Texans signing Chubb. So a couple of running backs, veteran running backs that were on the market have found a home, right? I guess a lot of mini camps are going on right now.
There's always a need for veteran running backs, too, especially if you drafted one or maybe a couple. In this day, you have teams that'll double dip on running back in the draft, but it's always good to have a veteran presence in there with those young guys to help them along.
I also saw, speaking of minicamps, Terry McLaurin for
didn't show up.
Commanders didn't show up.
There are a lot of players out there that are unhappy with the contract situation that they're not showing up for mandatories. And in the past, it's been where players will show up and they'll just be off to the side, but they're making a statement right now. Trey Hendrickson, Bengals, he said that he would never play if they don't get this contract situation together.
Speaking of the Bengals, I saw a tweet and I didn't look into it. Something with Shador Sanders. And
Shamar Stewart.
Oh, it's not Shador.
Yeah. Shamar Stewart.
Uh-huh.
Their guy that they actually drafted in case something happens with this Trey Hendrickson situation where maybe they trade him or don't get him signed, he's unhappy, doesn't come in. Now you have your draft pick that's unhappy, and it has to do with Bengals trying to do something different with his contract and putting different language in there. He's not happy about it. His agent isn't happy about it, so he's staying away. So now you have a hole at that position with two players.
So he hasn't signed the contract yet?
No, he has not.
What is the language? What's this all about?
It's something that they're trying to do where they want to void some years because of language in the contract. Like, it could have something to do with off the field. I don't know the exact details, but it's something that's never been done with these rookie contracts because they're pretty much slotted with the amount of money, and either you want to give it to that player, the full amount, fully guaranteed. That's all that is really up in the air most of the time, but they're trying to add a wrinkle in here, and the player, he's like, it was said that his agent said, no, we're not going to be the guinea pigs for something you want to try and start now.
Yeah, there was some negative reaction on Twitter towards the Bengals for trying to do this.
Because they're said to be one of the cheapest organizations out there when it comes to spending money. And it does seem like there's something that goes on with them every offseason where they have players that are unhappy with their contracts.
Not a good look. I did not watch any hockey last night. You told me the hockey was, we talked about the Stanley Cup final last night, and I was thinking about watching it. I got sucked into the last Super Regional, watching Murray State and kind of pulling for them. And so I didn't watch any hockey.
It was a blowout, 6-1.
First blowout.
Florida Panthers.
First time, right? The other two were overtime games.
Mm-hmm.
Bennett back out for Schmidt. Into the swamp. Rodriguez. Verhaeghe shoots. He scores! Two-man advantage continues. Rodriguez scores! Kevin Rodriguez makes it 6-1 Florida. Their third power play goal.
3 power play goals. That'll get it done for you.
Oh, yeah. And then close to the end of the game, late third period, there's a brawl that breaks out because, there are going to be high tensions on both sides when you're in a blowout type situation like that, and maybe something is done on one side or the other that the other team's not happy about. And so basically you had every player that was on the ice involved in a fight.
Smith's helmet has come off. He's tackling with Connor Brown. Gadjevich still going at it with Nurse. There's Bennett and Frederick. Couple of rights from Gadjevich. Now Nurse with an uppercut. Gadjevich is smiling during this fight. And the officials are just going to let these guys tire themselves out regardless of the outcome.
And it almost, if you didn't know that was hockey, it almost sounded like there were boxing announcers describing the action in the ring.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it'd probably be pretty good for a hockey guy to also do some boxing on the side. Just so he's ready, when the fights do break out. I should have played this when we were talking about the NFL and some of the holdouts and some of the guys that are unhappy. Jair Alexander and the Packers are going to part ways. Is it official? There's no way to mend the fences?
Well, yeah, they're definitely going to be done, but there was still some question out there. They're going to release him. They're willing to do that, but there was potential where other teams could reach out with him, and try to get a trade done so that they have his rights as opposed to him being released and just being on the free market, being a free agent, signed with any team out there.
Anybody interested?
Oh, there are a few teams interested.
The market for Jair Alexander should be very, very intensive because he is that type of player. When he's healthy, he's a great player. You don't question anything with his defensive back ability. Sound in coverage, big-time playmaker, and he's a willing participant in the running game. Loves to tackle as well. But to your point, over the last 2 seasons, the Green Bay Packers, they've grown accustomed to playing without Jair Alexander. That led to the move happening today. But I don't think he will be available long.
That was Bryant McFadden, by the way.
Yeah, and that was the big question with them coming into this whole deal. Even going into the draft, there was talk about him possibly being traded during the draft. That didn't happen. But he's been injured quite a bit here recently. And whenever you start to get up in age a bit, you've been injured, then teams are looking to move on, and that's basically what happened here.
No sports on TV tonight?
There's something.
Something?
Yeah, they had. Oh well,
WNBA.
Yeah,
because
sure.
no NHL, no NBA. They don't play until tomorrow night. College baseball on hiatus until Friday. It's a little slower because we've had something just about every day for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the NBA. Game 3 will be in Indiana tomorrow night, 7:30. Here's Brian Scalabrine on Oklahoma City and SGA.
When I was a kid, I didn't know much about the NBA as I watched it, but, not like what I know now, but you just trust Michael Jordan with the ball. I feel the same way with SGA. Even if they lose or losing or anything like that, I just trust that he's going to get to his spots. He's going to get to his shots. He's not going to get sped up. He's just so smooth, and their team has a feel of like those Bulls teams back in the 90s.
Pulled up Bet Saracen to take a look at the odds for Game 3. Have you seen the odds? Do you know what they are?
No, haven't seen them yet.
All right, give me a guess.
You know what? I did hear though. I heard it.
Okay.
So, not Bet Saracen specifically, but it should be somewhere around 5.5.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is at Bet Saracen. Oklahoma City is favored, road favorite by 5.5. Money line's minus 220 for Oklahoma City. Indiana's plus 175. Over under for this game's 227.5. Last game went over. Game 1 went under. So we're 1-1 on the over-under so far in this series. By the way, Bet Saracen has the money line out for Arkansas LSU. Arkansas's minus 110, LSU minus 120. It is pretty much dead even.
Yeah.
Just
it's kind of what you would expect.
A pick 'em right there. Yeah, it's kind of what I expected. It's a coin toss. It's going to be a tough game. Tough game 1. Anything else on here? Oh, yeah, they got some others. Arizona, Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina is the favorite in this one, minus 230. Arizona's plus 175. Oregon, Louisville, Oregon State. Oregon State's minus 160 on Bet Saracen. Louisville's plus 125. UCLA, Murray State. UCLA, the favorite, minus 275. Murray State, plus 210. They're the biggest underdog. And then, like I said, LSU, Arkansas, minus 110, minus 120. Oh, and need to mention this too. Bet Saracen has a promotion going on. I got an email on it. It's for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. They have a 30% profit boost. You got to opt in, go to the promotions page, opt in, and then place a wager. It has to be odds of minus 400 or longer. So it can't be a slam dunk, but then you'll get a 30% boost on your winnings. Bet Saracen doing it again with some of these. I'll be curious. Maybe we can pick Neil's brain if he's got a little something special for the College World Series.
Oh, there will be. For sure there will be. Because Bet Saracen is always running Arkansas specials, and then, of course, we know about double R props.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty.
Yeah, it'll be a good time to have the app if you don't already have it.
Something else that is out there, World of Sports, that's trending. Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, dealing with an illness, and he's trying to recover from whatever it is. It's been undisclosed. It hadn't been out there as far as details. But Deion Jr., he put out a statement where he said he's doing well, and he said that they're at home in Texas, and he said he's going to be right there by his dad's side until they can return to Boulder. So thoughts and prayers, Coach Sanders, Coach Prime. Hopefully he gets to feeling better and get back to coaching.
Do we know? Is it serious or?
They said it's undisclosed. They're not giving any details.
Huh. Well, speaking of the College World Series, earlier today, the guys that will be on the call in Omaha for some of the games, and it just so happened they were on the call in Fayetteville over the weekend. You had Kyle Peterson, who we had on the show last Friday. Big thanks to our buddy Chris Babb for helping us set that up. But Kyle Peterson and Chris Burke did a media conference today, and this is them talking about what it would mean for Arkansas and Dave Van Horn to finally win a championship. And I got to turn it up.
From DVH's perspective, I think it would be the exclamation point on a Hall of Fame career. I mean, it's the only thing missing from his trophy case. He's done everything that there is to do in the sport of college baseball. He's loved by his peers and his players. He's been to this event now, I believe, 9 times, eight at Arkansas, and so he certainly has checked every box that a college head baseball coach would want to check, and there's only one last box left to check. And from a university standpoint, a fan base standpoint, I think they are as committed, both financially and also from a support staff standpoint, as any program in America. So I think, as the SEC has kind of traded off championships here over the last decade or so, it feels like Arkansas is the next one in line. But boy, they got their hands full. This is a field that is probably evenly matched as I can remember, and they're going to have to deal with arguably the best starting pitcher in the country in Cade Anderson in Game 1. So as talented as they are, and as much as it feels like it's their time, they have still a tall mountain to climb here to get to the top of it.
That's Chris Burke, and what a matchup though. 2 guys that you're going to see go in the draft, maybe the first round for Zach Root. He's getting some more and more love, kind of going up the draft board. But we know Cade Anderson's going to be a top 10 pick, and there's even some talk that he could go number 1 overall. That's what they're facing Friday night or Saturday night with that lefty. 2 good lefties on the mound. It seems like runs will be at a premium in that game. Any opportunity you get, one of those runner on second and 2 outs, that clutch base hit, those will be big in this game. I got to feel it's a low-scoring game. That could be one of those over-under totals on Bet Saracen, around 8.5, 9.5.
You want to go under?
I could see this game being like 3-1. I think it's a low-scoring game. And as soon as you think that, then it's turns into a run fest. More. Let's see here. This is we discussed this a little bit. There's been some talk, and mainly this year because of the way it's set up with the 2 highest seeds left, and many people believe the 2 best teams left. And even when you look at the odds on Bet Saracen, the 2 favorites, Arkansas and LSU, and they play in the first game. And so people said, why not reseed? Because you have that in other sports. You get there, final 8, reseed those so that there's that possibility of the 2 best teams meeting at the end.
What other sports are they doing it in?
They reseed in NFL, reseeds.
No, they don't.
Well, they change it to where
the one seed has always gotten the last remaining the highest seed that's remaining, but that's the only example that comes to mind. Like when we're talking about reseeding, we're talking about the entire field, not just a 1 seed against the highest seed that's there.
Yeah, you would take, for example, I think there's 5 teams left out of the 8 that are seeded. So you could take their original seed.
No, I was just wondering what other sports do they do
besides the
it in?
NFL. Like, if the NFL, they don't have a bracket, so to say, set up where this team is going to play this team and this team is going to play this team, or the winner of this game. If there's an upset, it changes around and teams can move around who they're going to play the next round of the playoffs. So that you pretty much ensure.
The 1 seed. I guess that's the only. But I'm saying We're speaking an entire field.
Yes.
That's just the 1 seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always kind of put out there more of a fun deal. It's even like NCAA tournament. When you get to the Sweet 16, there are always a lot of articles out there where they say, okay, if we go 1 through 16, this is how it would be seeded.
Yeah.
But it's not actually done with the tournament itself.
For the record, I don't think it should be reseeded. I mean, you got a bracket. There's a bracket for a reason. When the bracket comes out, this team's going to play this, or the winner of this game is going to play the winner of this game. That's just the way it is. That's the bracket style of competition. And if it works out to where the 2 remaining teams are the best teams, so be it. The way to look at it, to me, you're fortunate. The 1 seed, the 2 seed, the 4 seed, the 5 seed, they're out. So it should technically make it a little bit easier. Your path is not as loaded as you thought it could be. I mean, when we first got the bracket, we're like, this could be like an all SEC side of the bracket. If Ole Miss takes care of business, or Georgia takes care of business, Texas takes care of business, I mean, you'd have all these SECs. It would look like the SEC tournament on that side of the bracket. Well, it doesn't. And so to me, it looks, the top, UCLA, Murray State, yeah, they deserve to be there. They played well, and they're obviously playing well. And they're going to be a tough out. But, in my mind, I'm glad it's UCLA and Murray State, not Texas and Georgia. Because I feel like game 2, not playing LSU, Arkansas should take care of business and move on in game 2, no matter if it's the 1 o'clock game or the 6 o'clock game. Anyway, so they were asked about reseeding.
There's an argument to be had that they should be reshuffled at the end of every round. That being said, I just don't think it's going to happen in baseball until they start doing it in the other tournament sports. And so I think as a whole, the NCAA should think about that. And like a lot of the arguments in our modern athletics, you could give me one side of the fence and I feel like I could make a pretty good argument, and then you could flip-flop me and I feel like I could do the same. And so I like that there is some randomness and how it all shakes out, and how it provides an opportunity for Louisville to host, and how it provides an opportunity for Duke to host, and how it gives teams a pathway that maybe if you constantly made them match up against the best team, that pathway wouldn't play out. And so, who knows? Could Murray State, if they had reshuffled it, could Murray State have gone to Arkansas and won that super? It'd have been tougher, right? So then if you think about, okay, well, let's do it when we get to Omaha so that we end up with the best 2 teams in Omaha, I think that would shortchange what happened throughout the rest of the tournament. So to me, if you're going to reshuffle, you would need to do it at the end of every round. And I think there's a very good case for that. I just, I don't see it happening in baseball first. It seems like it would probably happen first in basketball and then filter down to the rest of the sports. But I definitely see the logical argument for that.
ESPN's Chris Burt. I get it. But I like being able to look ahead and know this is who you're going to get. You're going to get, we're thinking Tennessee or Wake Forest in the Super Regionals. And so you're kind of watching that regional, almost scouting it out, seeing how they're playing, what they have, what kind of pitching they have. If you're reseeding, you don't know who's coming next until it's all done and they reseed it and figure out who's coming to your Super Regional.
But that's the only way it works. His idea is a great idea to make it work within the big picture as opposed to waiting till the very end to reseed. So if you were going to do it, his idea is the way to go about it.
So if you were to reseed, it would be like Arkansas on one side of the bracket they'd be playing Murray State, because Arkansas would be the highest seed, technically the 1 seed, and Murray State would be the 8 because they're the only 4 seed left in the bracket. And then you would have the 2 seed would be LSU, and they would play the 7 seed. And the 7 seed, the next highest team left, would that be Louisville, maybe? And you do get into a little gray area because you could have like 2 number 2 seeds or 2 number 3 seeds. And who's to say this 3 seed?
Coin flip. How else are you going to go about it as far as tiebreakers?
Yeah. Oregon State would be up there because they were the 8th seed. So then technically they would be on the Arkansas side of the bracket playing the next worst team, who would be Arizona. Yeah. And then you would have Coastal Carolina playing against UCLA. Is that it? I don't like it. I don't like reseeding. Just keep it the way it is. And look, yeah, give Arkansas technically an easier game against Murray State, but shoot, after watching Murray State hit the ball and play, it's a good team. They're hot.
Nothing's guaranteed.
No.
You just go play who's in front of you and don't worry about seeds. And that's what a lot of coaches would say, even going into a regional. We're not looking at the seed. We're just scouting this team, trying to perform the best we can with this matchup. And then you have to move forward. Whether you win or lose, now you have to be prepared for another team.
One last thought on this. If truly what we believe, and it happens, Arkansas and LSU are the two best teams in the College World Series, you're going to have to beat them 2 out of 3 times, most likely. If they were on the other side of the bracket and you met them in the championship game, you're going to have to beat them 2 out of 3 times. In this scenario, playing on the same side of the bracket, most likely, if one of the teams, whoever loses this game, takes care of business and goes through the loser's bracket and comes back up, you're going to have to beat them again. And if you lose that first time, then you'll have another chance to beat them. So you're probably going to end up matching up with them 2 or 3 times. Either way, no matter where they are in the bracket, if they truly are the 2 best teams, then you're going to have to beat them 2 out of 3 at some point in the tournament. And if you beat them now and they have to go through that loser's bracket and use up some of those arms, you could be facing a little bit of a weaker team because of the games they've been playing to get out of that loser's bracket.
That's also their strength, though. So you may not see them again at all.
True, you beat them once. Who knows? Maybe UCLA or Murray State or both of them, one of them knocks them off and you don't even have to play them again. Yeah, Saturday's so big. Game 1's huge.
Now, it's, the thinking going into it is that at least one of these teams will make it to that championship series. But, I mean, there's a scenario out there where neither one of them make it.
That would be a true upset. I'll give you that. I bet if you took a poll who's going to be in the finals of the College World Series and did a poll question, UCLA, Murray State,
they'll
LSU,
be the top
Arkansas,
2. Yeah.
By far.
Yeah,
they'd probably get
2.
like 90% of the vote combined, and the other 2 would get around 3, 4, 5%. Yeah, they're the overwhelming favorites. Yeah, and I'm guilty of that. I feel like the winner of this game, one of those 2 teams are going to be in it. I've given UCLA and Murray State little to no chance. I feel like the loser of the UCLA-Murray State game, they're going to go 0-2 because then they're going to lose on Monday to either LSU or Arkansas. And I know that's the wrong way of thinking about it because those guys don't want to go home, and they're going to battle you. But I feel like that there's that difference in the quality of the teams.
That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. Good talk. We got to take a break. When we come back, we're open. You want to jump in here? Give us your thoughts on the reseeding. You like it? Thoughts on Arkansas LSU? 661-1037. We're open. We'll take some phone calls. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny West from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
This is SportsCenter.
The field
For the College World Series is set as Murray State beat Duke 5-4 to advance to their first ever trip to Omaha last night. No team that made the College World Series in 2024 returned in 2025. It's the first time that has happened since 1957. With the field being set, game times have also been announced. Arkansas will take on LSU at 6 on Saturday. The Razorbacks won the regular season series 2-1. In Arkansas basketball news, Arkansas will once again be playing in another high-profile non-conference game. Last year they played at Madison Square Garden. This year the game will be at Barclays Arena in New Jersey on December 20th. This year's opponent will be national title runner-up Houston. It's the third confirmed non-conference game on the schedule. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
"50 years of the open road. The motorcycle that launched a feeling is back. Honda of Russellville is celebrating with the 2025 50th anniversary Honda Goldwing, a legend reborn for the next generation of riders, because it's always been about the journey, not just the destination. Ride into the future with a Goldwing or Goldwing Trike, in stock now at Honda of Russellville. Find us on Facebook or visit hondaofrussellville.com.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Shelter agents Lawrence Forrester or Bo Beavis in Cabot or Candace Alford in Gravel Ridge today.
If you're trying to get through your daily activities and you're noticing you can't because you're focusing more on your pain than being able to enjoy the moment, those are the patients that we're looking to treat because we can make a difference.
That's Dr. Ashley Caravelli, a medical director for QC Kinetics.
What we're doing at QC Kinetics is offering treatments that help with joint preservation. We use cutting-edge technology and our in-house lab to harness your body's natural healing powers and target the areas where you need them the most.
These are regenerative, non-surgical treatments, and QC Kinetics is the nation's leader, delivering lasting relief to tens of thousands of patients.
What we do know is that the sooner we start treatment, the sooner you'll see relief.
So don't wait another minute. See if you're a good candidate for these non-surgical treatments for joint pain. The consultation is completely free.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440.
Through the end of the month, shop the Hustler Turf Power Plus Performance Sales Event and save on select DeWalt products. Save up to $600 on a Hustler Fast Track Series mower or up to $350 with the purchase of a Hustler Raptor Series on select DeWalt products. Both the Fast Track and Raptor mowers boast all the features Hustler is known for, like their trademark smooth track steering, integrated parking brake, and heavy-duty fabricated steel decks and one-piece tubular frames. Stop in today at Cabot Outdoors or CabotOutdoors.com.
This is Chris Roberts with Southern Bank. We see people seizing opportunities, building communities, and achieving their dreams right in their hometowns. That's why we provide services, resources, and tools that help you accomplish what you want, where you want. Whether you're starting out, starting over, or starting something new, we have account options designed to work for you and your goals. At Southern Bank, we know where you're coming from because we're from here too. To start your relationship with Southern Bank, visit one of our local branches or online at bankwithsouthern.com. Member FDIC.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you are, whoever you are. Hey, hey, I told ya, riding with my top down, with my jury on. Hey, I'm just getting my hood on. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing. Hey, 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 hey. I said I'm riding with my top down, with my jury on. Hey, I'm just getting my hood on. I'm in the hood bouncing.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. 661-1037. We got a phone line open. You want to jump in here? Come on. Got a lot to talk about. Let's go to the D3 Auto Sales text line. We were talking about kind of a slow sports day. Somebody said international soccer today.
Yeah, there are a lot of friendlies going on. And FIFA World Cup is about to start at the end of the week. So yeah, there's going to be plenty of soccer here, and that's what the players that people look for, the top players, they're always stretched out between playing for their countries, playing for their clubs, and you never know where they're going to be at times. And then they have these other tournaments going on. So you may see a team that doesn't look the same because they're not at full strength as far as from a country standpoint in some of these tournaments because players have obligations in other places.
I do have something that you can watch tonight. And it's something you're not going to see for another 18 years.
Is it a comet?
No. It's close. It's close. You're in the right neighborhood. It's tonight's full moon.
Okay.
Tonight's full moon will be as large and as low in the sky that you'll see until the year 2043.
I think they said something similar to that like 3 years ago.
It's something to do with, the orbit and the where it's going to rise, and it's going to be really low in the sky, and it's going to be huge. It's going to be big.
Because there was the whole talk of supermoon.
Supermoon, yeah.
So that happened. That couldn't have been that long ago.
Well, this is a supermoon, Joe. This is even bigger than the supermoon. This is even better than the supermoon.
Okay.
Because it's going to be low in the sky and big. Oh, you're going to see some cool photographs tonight from all around the world.
It says there's going to be a supermoon October 6th.
See, that's a bad adjective.
It's just a supermoon.
Yeah, it's just a supermoon. Tonight's bigger than a supermoon. Tonight's gigantic moon. I mean, it is just incredible. I've always, as a kid, I was fascinated with the moon, going to the moon. What it'd be like to walk on the moon, to look out, from the moon at the earth. And so tonight you're going to get a very, very good the most up and close view of the moon you're going to have until the year 2043. Let's check it out. What time's the moon rise? Let me see. Is that on my weather app? I think it says the time the moon rises.
It says the last supermoon was November 14th, 2024. So it's going to be about not even a full year between the last one and what's said to be the next one.
See, you're confusing the supermoon with tonight. The supermoon's nothing like this. This is so much better than a supermoon. Supermoons happen all the time.
It's a super full moon.
Mm-hmm. Where's the moon rise? Sun. Use on my weather app. I thought on my weather app I could look and it would tell me when the sun rises and the moon rises. Somebody listening, you got to help me out here. I guess you'll just have to look outside and find it when it starts to get dark. You're not going to miss it because it's going to be huge. It's going to be big tonight.
And then there was even something that popped up from a couple of days ago where somebody asked the question, is there a supermoon tonight? And that was June 8th, and the answer was no.
Oh, here it is. Got it. Oh, illumination 100%. The moon rise is at 8:18 tonight. There you go. Be sure to check it out.
And what's it called officially?
Full moon.
Just a big moon.
I don't think that it's such a big deal they don't have a name for it like a supermoon. They need to create that name for this moon because it's so special. I mean, it happens once every 18 years, or it's not going to happen again for 18 years. You think they'd have some kind of name for it, right?
Strawberry moon.
Well, the strawberry moon happens in June. I heard this story.
It's June 10th.
Yeah.
That's what yes.
No, this strawberry moon is what it's called because the Native American Indians named this moon the strawberry moon because this also signaled when these wild strawberries start to become ripe. And so the June full moon is called the strawberry full moon. But this June full moon is even more special because of the orbit and the Earth's axis and all this other technical stuff, which is creating a strawberry moon like no other until the year 2043.
Okay. So, but that's what it is, strawberry moon.
Strawberry moon. All right, here we go. The moon tonight is called waxing gibbous. You can Google it.
That can't be right.
That can't be. You're messing with me. David says, yeah, it's a strawberry moon. June's a strawberry moon, but this is a special strawberry moon. Super duper moon. Thank you, Duck. That's okay. We'll
That's
call
somebody messing with you also.
Super duper moon.
That's somebody messing with you.
Steve says he's pumped about the moon tonight. Oh, I'm pumped about the moon. We're going to seriously, how many people are going to walk outside at 8:18 tonight? And I want pictures. I want you to hit me up with pictures. But you know you're going to see some really cool pictures, like from New York or Washington, D.C. with the moon behind the Capitol or the monument, or, you know, you're going to see the San Francisco with the Golden Gate Bridge and the moon behind it.
You mean like the ones they put out in November?
But this moon's going to be even better, Joe. You're not catching on to it. Strawberry moon tonight. Thank you, Angry Buckeye. But it's just it's a giant. Thank you, David. Giant strawberry moon. Nick, I can't read that. Oh, there are many different type of full moons to look out for. It's amazing. Don't be negative, Joe.
Okay.
That's not me. That's what they said. You're being negative.
But it does. It says. I mean, you were right with the info, but that's what it is. It's a strawberry moon, and the next one won't be this low until 2043.
Correct. Yeah, we'll have another strawberry moon next June, but it won't be as grand as tonight.
Right.
Yes, it won't be as big and won't be as large, or as low. I've got a non-moon question on the D3 Auto Sales text line. See, y'all should have called in. We didn't have to talk about the moon. Should have you talked in the little baseball. That's y'all's fault. Where'd he go? Miss Suhog? Yeah, Miss Suhog, thank you. Is there such thing as an awards jinx? Eloy fell off after his award. Bree Ellis fell off. Travis Hunter had subpar game after the Heisman. Think back over the years. Does it create a little pressure, added pressure? Is Eloy trying too hard right now?
No, there's nothing to that. It'd be like saying that there's a Madden jinx, with which people, they will go to any detail out there. If somebody has, just an arm injury in there, they have to miss a game or so. See, Madden jinx. Mm-hmm. But that can happen in any year that they're not a part of the Madden cover, because injuries happen all the time.
Yeah, I agree with the announcer's jinx. I don't believe in that. Because the announcer mentioned a no-hitter and the pitcher gives up a hit, it's not the announcer's fault. I don't believe in that. The whole free throw, I mean, how many times you've seen it? Oh, this guy's a 95% free throw shooter. Clang. Yeah. Did that announcer really make him miss that?
No. There's just timing. It's timing to it, because in a lot of those instances, it may be mentioned every time it comes about, but the one time that a free throw is missed or a field goal is missed, then it's like, you just jinxed this guy.
Yeah. I do think, and Van Horn even said something in his press conference about Eloy trying too hard. I don't think he's trying too hard because of being up for these awards. I think he's trying too hard because it's the postseason. He's trying to help his team win. And sometimes you try to go above and beyond what you do because you want to win so badly for yourself and for your teammates. And so you're trying to be perfect, and you can in baseball anyway. And so maybe he's forcing the issue a little bit and just needs to relax and be the Vahiva Eloy that he was for so much of the season, and just don't put any more added pressure on him.
What you see from great players, too, especially this time of the year postseason, the opponents know that this is somebody that stands out from a scouting standpoint because they perform so well. They're doing everything they can to try to take that player away.
479 says there will be a Razorback on the moon. That read, the moon is rooting for the Razorbacks. That's a good sign, right? Strawberry moon. Yeah, Razorback red moon.
But you said it happens in June every year, right?
But not like this. This is a special year, Joe. Won't happen again until 43. I hope the Razorback team is not going to not be back at the College World Series for 18 years. 501 says Bree Ellis fell off because no one was pitching to her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's taking one of the better players away.
Had they
doing what you can.
Had they pitched to her, she'd have been fine and got more runs, home runs, hits, etc. 501 says the Basil jinx is real. Yeah, he shows up, they lose. You can be perfect in baseball. It's called a perfect game. Thanks, Doc. Hitters cannot be perfect. There's never been a perfect hitter. A great hitter fails 60% of the time. You hit 400, that's awesome. That's incredible. Even in college, guys are hitting, upper 300s, mid 300s. You're still failing 65% of the time. Just the way it is.
If you have a hitting streak game to game, that's probably the closest you could be to perfect.
Yeah, when you get hot, and that's all he needs. Just get hot right now. Because he can carry a team. But the good thing, as someone pointed out, they got a team full of guys. They don't depend. We've had years for Razorback baseball. There's been a team where you had 2 or 3 guys, and you were just hoping the bottom end of the lineup could, get on base, get a base hit here or there. But you knew that you probably weren't going to score this inning because of what part of the lineup was up. That is not the case with this team. I don't care who's leading off, the 7, 8, 6, whoever. I mean, even Reese Robinette may have the lowest average on the team. Reese gets on base because he walks so much. And just getting on base helps turn that lineup over, works the other pitcher, drives up his pitch count. I don't care where they are in the lineup. It doesn't matter. They're capable of scoring a run in any inning. It's a sign of a great team, a deep team. Let me pre-read these. So I don't want to read something I shouldn't. We need to take a break anyway. Enough of the moon. But check it out tonight so we can talk about it tomorrow. How awesome it was.
We're probably going to come back tomorrow. Wes, you see the moon? Nah, I didn't even see it.
I'm setting my alarm. I want everybody to go to your phone right now and tell her, set an alarm for 8:18 so you can walk outside and take a look at the moon and take a picture of it.
So it's only going to be strawberry at that time?
I don't know, Joe. I'm not an astronomer. I just read something. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Crawfish season is finally back at Eat My Catfish. We've got fresh, live crawfish, and all you have to do is just add the fixins. Be sure to come see us or order online at eatmycatfish.com. Eat local, eat fresh, Eat My Catfish.
March is gone. The brackets are done. Feels like we need some excitement.
Are you kidding? Do you realize how much is going on? Basketball, hockey, baseball, golf. It's like 8 seasons in one. It's the season of action.
And we can bet on all those with the Oaklawn Sports app.
That's the spirit. Now let's go lock in some bets.
Receive a 10% profit boost on qualifying 3-leg parlays. Bet all summer long. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're like a lot of people I know, you're spending a lot of time at home this year watching basketball and other sports, and your home's your happy place. You may be noticing, though, the scuffs and faded colors on your walls, and that can drive you crazy. That's where CertaPro can help with a paint refresh. They can make your experience worry-free, starting with a free estimate. They're always easy, and they get you a quote right away. Schedule your estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. And each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Are you dreaming of excitement and adventure? Hubbard Power Sports Can-Am and Sea-Doo of Russellville is the place to be. From the cost-effective and customizable Sea-Doo Switch pontoon boat to a one-of-a-kind Can-Am Spider, Hubbard Power Sports has what you're looking for. Looking for a Sea-Doo personal watercraft? Don't worry, we've got you covered there too. From a Can-Am Defender farm rig to the all-new 240-horsepower Can-Am Maverick R, we've got it all. With a large selection of Can-Am four-wheelers and side-by-side models in stock now. Stop by and see us in Russellville. Visit us at HubbardPowersports.com.
Old number 53 here, and back in my day, I was fortunate to be around some great teams, along with some great teammates. And even now, all these years later, I'm also grateful to be a part of a great team here at 103.7 The Buzz. But you know another great team that I've come to appreciate over the years? It's the team over at Edwards Food Giant, and there are 11 stores located all over the metropolitan area, including their Edwards Cash Saver stores. And let me tell you this, if you haven't been to the newest Edwards Food Giant in North Little Rock in the Lakewood Village Shopping Center, you really need to stop by there. This store is truly the most beautiful grocery store that I've ever been inside of. The layout with their used selection and inventory, including their deli and salad bars, is the best. Of course, their meat department at Edwards will truly blow you away too. That newest Edwards store has everything from heat and eat, meal solutions, weekly specials, to a giant wine department, to their dry-aged beef that's been temperature and humidity controlled for 28 days in their cooler, resulting in a steak that's tender, flavorful, and unlike any steak you've ever had. So see for yourself why the team at Edwards Food Giant is now Central Arkansas's favorite place to shop.
Coming to the Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts, the Longview provides an innovative look at the interaction between humans and the natural environment over time, revealing the wonders of our landscape. Our humans, David Basil and Roger Scott, will be broadcasting live on Wednesday to bring you a preview of this exhibit.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet, driving, trust every mile.
Give me a man after midnight. Won't somebody help me chase the shadows away? Give me a man after midnight.
All right, wrapping it up on Out of Bounds.
Sue called in. Bree Ellis, her team, Talons. They're taking on Bandits tonight, ESPN2, 7 o'clock.
Good thing to watch right there. 7 o'clock be over with, probably about 8:30. Just in time to go outside and see the strawberry moon. Thanks, Sue. Over on the Whit Davis Lumber Plus live fan feedback, Tricky Nicky says, Wes, you and all of mankind would like to know what the moon felt like. Humans would like to know because nobody's ever been on it. It was all filmed in a Hollywood basement. The conspiracy theorist, Tricky Nicky. It was a good movie. I saw, was it on Netflix maybe? Maybe Prime. I can't remember what it was, but watch that movie about how they had the group ready just in case the lunar landing failed, and then they were going to broadcast it live, just basically cut in and fake it, and they didn't have to because it worked. It's a good conspiracy theorist movie. I believe they walked on the moon. Tricky Nicky. Oh, man. What have we done for Double R to walk in here on a Tuesday?
Joe, I am so glad. Pardon me. I'm so glad I listened. I'm getting choked up. I am so glad I listened to Out of Bounds Madness so that I can learn about a strawberry moon, and I can also learn what a supermoon is. I have never been educated like that before.
8:18 tonight. There will be a lot of people thankful that we had that conversation.
We got you covered, Randy.
Man, Joe, the things I learned listening to this show.
We all love the moon.
Well, you need to get with a guy named Musk and see if you can't ride up there and just take a little walk.
On the moon, maybe
Yeah.
that would be my one opportunity.
Hey, buddy, let me go with
When's
you.
he going to do that? Take trips to the moon?
Yeah, just drop me off for a few minutes. Let me stroll around.
Just want to walk around for a little bit and feel
Yeah.
what it like. You know, what percent gravity is it on the moon?
See, it's amazing things. Again, I listen very carefully to everything because I want to get educated.
Mm-hmm. Well, I said you can call or I'm going to talk about something else, and so I talked about something else. The Coaches Challenge is official now in college basketball. Coaches get a challenge. I just saw that come across.
Why not?
Yeah, I think so.
Why
think
not?
It's
I mean,
proven to work.
They do everything else. I want them to make a rule that they have 1 minute, 1 minute to review something. If they don't make a conclusion, whatever the call was, it stands.
Yeah.
In the College World Series, they had a 15-minute review. Remember that young lady that stepped over home plate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That was 15 minutes. There's been that.
You got to go. You got to talk about that in the next hour.
I'll rant about that in the next hour because there were some other cases. How long does it take you to review a hit batter?
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything